the northern edge of the city. I think this is north. I don't think I fucked up the directions on this map too. I hope I didn't. No, I didn't. I did make
because
this
we're like
one.
it's due
Yeah,
east,
that's correct. I did good this time. Because that's really fucks me up on Traphus, and it always will. You get a good view of Bowmaker Rise. This is a few mile little mile. It's like half a mile, like little like a river here, like moat kind of around this cliffy plateau, we'll say, of this multi-tiered thing that kind of goes up and up. It's a little lower here, then there's stairs that kind of go up, and kind of you see the grand Celebrian Trade House painted in all these wonderful colors that give it a bright contrast look to really most of the buildings you've seen in the town. It is a very, some would say gaudy building, overly decorated, but it does represent a vast amount of wealth, especially with the just sheer amount of paint that is being used there. You also see the golden statue of Tathos holding the oath bow up in the air triumphantly, gleaming in the sun from here. Just a good view of that. But you eventually make your way to another hour or so goes by here, and you make your way to the edge of a colorful hedge maze-like structures of these, like, as you see here, multicolored, like flowered bushes that kind of control the entire area. The grass itself has like multicolored tinges to it that are it's very fantastical looking. It's whimsical, in fact, in a lot of natures. The tower itself is made of this beautifully polished white stone, and it has this very in contrast to like the flamboyant nature of the gardens here, and even the colored water of the fountain in front of you. The tones of the tower are much more muted, much more tame, much more what you would expect from architecture. There is a stone and a metal gate and fence kind of surrounding the place, and the gate is currently closed, but as Tillis approaches it, they swing open.
And before they start walking in, Tillis is going to, I think, get off his mount and just use his staff thing. And I think he's still probably not very good at like dismounting with legs. So I think he like half the time will like have to like hit his one knee into the dirt, which he doesn't feel, but he'll just have to like get the dirt off with the prestidigitation just to be presentable. But yeah, he wants to make a point to like be walking in here.
And you begin to enter. Takes a little bit of time, and you start walking through the grounds, which are large, and as you do, a little spectral image of a tiny fairy dragon kind of appears next to you. It's like a spectral fairy dragon kind of appears next to you, and it begins to talk. You recognize this as one of the many of the servants that kind of occupy here. This one is used to relay messages back and forth. It talks to you. Oh, hello, Master Tillis. Welcome back to the tower. I see you have brought a guest. Shall I inform the master?
Yes, please do.
Indeed. Is there anything else I should prepare him for? He says to you telepathically. This last part specifically, where no one else can hear this.
No. I just met the big one, but she seems nice.
Cool. All right. Let him know. You know the routine. Get decontaminated. Go through all of the, processes, etc., etc.
Of course.
He flies off, and as he's flying away, dissipates into invisibility. Yeah. As you start to continue your walk, you come to this large fountain structure, which is surrounded and propped up by by these same kind of hedges that are surrounding it in almost like a modern art kind of way. That are kind of like coming up in these swirls and decorative twirls that kind of wrap around the water structure itself to kind of make this really modern looking piece of what's it called? Hedge cutting. There's a word for it.
Topiary.
That's it. I know words when people tell me them, or I believe them at least. I actually like how when you get here, you become the O. That's actually really cool. Good design. Good design. And you walk up to the tower. The stairs that you would expect to be in the entrance are not there, and there is no obvious doorway. But Tillis, you walk up to it, and as you start to approach, the stairs start to kind of just rise beneath you with each step. You just naturally get risen to the proper level where you touch, and the outline of a door appears and pushes itself in and ingrains itself, and you start to see the door actually be formed. A little knob kind of comes out, and you turn, and it opens into the decontamination chamber. This chamber is kind of like prestidigitation, but it does a lot more. You know about that, but it hurts a little bit, but it also disables a lot of like magical features and other abilities and stuff like that.
Does his cane work in here, or is he just like sprawled out on the ground?
There are things that are whitelisted. So, as the door opens and the contamination chamber is there for you, you hear a voice of the fairy dragon turn. Please, all of you, if you would kindly decontaminate, enter into this chamber and hold still for about 5 minutes.
Would I have done this before?
Have you been here before?
I'll leave that to Mook. Would Tillis have brought Tess here before?
I don't think he would have much reason to really combine these worlds.
Okay, so probably not. Cool.
Yeah, so I'll just be like, real quick process. Not a big deal.
I mean, it's kind to clean before you enter someone's house.
Yeah, it's
I understand.
washing their hands.
That's right. Did we have to go one at a time?
Nope.
No.
Then I'll accompany you.
A
Lovely.
little demeaning, but I suppose.
Okay, until us will head in there.
You enter in, and as the rest of you follow behind, the door closes firmly behind you and disappears back into the wall. As you look behind you, just smooth stone wall again. You're at a small little stone chamber. It is just a simple square box. The box, stone, the lines in between the stonework begin to glow. This soft white. Gets a little brighter. It's a little brighter. It's a lot brighter. And it starts to become blindingly bright. And soon, all you can see is just white. There is no sensory and vision. This slight buzzing noise starts to just like pierce in the back of your mind. It's just all you can start to hear for a moment. It starts to drown out everything else around you. You feel your mind begin to hurt. At this point, you can choose to resist. Tillis would know it's not a good idea to resist. Up to him if he tells anybody.
Yeah, as it's like getting worse, he's gonna be like, yeah, okay, you wanna stay calm. It's gonna hurt. But just don't fight it.
What's it doing?
Do I know?
Yes. It is disabling spells and spell-like abilities for a day.
It's taking away magic for a day. It comes back just for the day.
Yeah, I think she would still instinctually resist.
Okay. In that case, I need you to make an intelligence saving throw.
Ooh.
Ooh. Oh, that's pretty good roll. It's not enough.
I didn't figure it was actually possible for me to beat this. Well, I figured it is because you made me roll, but I didn't expect much.
And don't worry, in D&D 1, a natural 20 can do anything.
Yeah, just don't make them roll.
Correct.
Out of
You take,
curiosity,
Also, fun fact that this side tangent, but this is kind of a silly thing. If you have an AC of 31, if anything has an AC of 31, you cannot legally be attacked. If you make a dragon and it has 31 AC, and a player says, "I want to attack it," you say, "You miss," and then keep going. You don't. There's no roll because you cannot make a D20 test unless the DC is at minimum of 5 or maximum of 30, and an AC is a DC check.
that's an. I don't want to think about
Yep.
those things.
So all
Means
God-
AC 30 is the highest number you can get to, which means if you make it like a fighter, Eldritch Knight, Cleric, whatever, and you can feasibly get your character to an AC of 31, shield spell, whatever it is, you tell the DM, "You miss. I don't give a shit. Don't roll. You can't
Cassandra,
attack me."
You
It's the
take 50
best.
points of psychic damage.
Whoa.
50?
50.
Whoa.
As your mind is
Wow.
racked with sharp pain as you feel the resistance. It almost feels like your brain is just bouncing around in your skull rapidly, hitting each side of your skull, just bouncing back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and it hurts, and you fall to your knees just almost unconscious.
Oh, Tilly's your
It
crazy
starts
friend.
to hurt a lot for you, Marjolaine, too. Do you resist?
No, I did a 1DC for it, so Marjolaine does not resist because this is just somebody. This is what it feels like when someone
It
speaks
does
into your
hurt.
brain.
It hurts a lot, and you start to kind of grasp at your mind a little bit, and your eyes start to feel like they're bulging out of your head and like they're going to burst a little bit. But then it subsides, and the white light subsides. And then from a mysterious little doorway that appears, a small little spectral servant in a little tuxedo comes out, holding a plate of refreshments and drinks. And he puts it on the table. The master will be with you in just a few moments. Please enjoy the refreshments. As you see, as he's placing it down, a table rises made of stone from the ground to kind of form a little rest area. Oh, this one resisted, did she not, Master Tillis?
Yeah. I mean, you gotta admit, it is kind of weird the first time.
It is something I have no sensation of. So, but you should better prepare. I suppose maybe the dragon should better prepare people for not resisting to that. But we just don't have visitors so often. But I won't bore you. You have important things to talk about, Master Tillis, I know. So I will leave you with these refreshments. And if you need anything else, you can of course call on me.
Oh, thank you so much.
Nods, and he just fades away back through his doorway after leaving the refreshments on the table.
You need a hand, Lady Scorpion?
Don't touch me.
Okay.
Future explanation would have been better. Didn't know the fucking pig had a mind melter on his front door.
I honestly forgot about the damage. That's my bad.
Suppose I'll have to stay out longer tonight.
It's actually impressive, Tillis. Most people would have died from that.
Yeah. I think he realized because he would have died from that. So I think he is a little impressed. But he's just gonna eat a snack that's on the table.
It's little cut-up sandwiches with the crust removed, just like you like, and like little glasses of milk.
He's full from the food that he also still has and is forcing the line to carry. But he's gonna have a sandwich to be polite.
You know, if Rodora is going to try to melt people's minds when they come through his door, you think he'd at least be thorough about it. But leave it to him to leave things half done.
a image of a spectral clock appears, and it starts to tick, 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 and there is a red. What are those things called? The tick parts?
And
Hands?
Not the hands, but the actual ticks, like that
Those are
represents
called
minutes.
ticks.
Those are called
Yeah.
ticks. That makes
Yeah,
sense.
like the second markings.
Big brain ticks.
Yeah.
So one of the ticks are marked red. That's about 15 minutes in the future.
Is he seriously going to make us wait?
Marshallin begins to tap her finger on the table with the same cadence of the clock ticking. It's a nice sound.
A little illusory show of a cat and a mouse kind of hunting each other like appears on the wall and just kind of runs around the room.
I want the lion to go over there and be like fascinated by it.
It's like chasing the cat. It's like chasing the mouse around with the other cat. So now there's like the two cats like chasing it around. They're
And the
teaming
owl
up.
has to be looking too. They all want the mouse.
They all want the mouse, but they never catch it. The mouse is always outsmarting them. There are a lot of various uses of magic. The mouse seems to be a wizard of some sort.
You look really pale. Are you sure you don't want something?
I'm always pale.
Me too.
Mine's from my upbringing, not from my birth.
That's a weird thing to say. Did you not get a lot of sun?
Nobility very rarely do. She speaks more eloquently than Matt.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
her
I do.
brain just got fucking
Yeah,
exploded.
it's just
So
a
she's,
little-
like, stumbling on her words for the first time ever.
I mean, some nobles do.
Not real ones.
I think that's wrong. But that's okay.
You're not noble, you wouldn't get it. It's a noble thing, you wouldn't get it.
Actually, well, sure. She will wash her hands and pick up a tea sandwich.
It's convenient because as you like think to for a sink or something or a basin, a functioning like font of water and a basin like in a drain kind of appears and rises out of the stonework.
Right. I have extra soap. You should wash your hands before you eat.
Tillis is going to put down his sandwich, give a sigh, and will shape some water over to him.
Yeah. Tillis, you would note. Like I said, things can be whitelisted through that filter. You still have access to most of your spells. What's your highest spell level that you can cast right now?
Third.
Yeah, he doesn't even limit it. So you don't actually aren't privy to that effect of not having your spells for a day. But
Oh,
the other
okay.
two are.
Yeah.
And
I
if
do
you had
think
any
that's
magic
okay.
items, by the way, those also stop functioning. Unless they were whitelisted.
What's my cloak look like?
Whatever it defaultly looked like.
I don't know.
As it reverberates back to a simple black cloak. Nothing flashy, nothing too fancy, just simple and black.
Still works.
Oh, did you say?
Burst into shreds. Son of a bitch.
Wait, did you say nothing magic?
I
And
don't know
she'll like
about
walk over
that.
to a wall. She walks
Wait.
over to a wall and you just see her stand still for a while.
What happens to my
Dies. I'm
switchblade?
made of magic.
All
What
my
happens
magic
to the
stuff works.
switchblade greatsword?
It
Is
can't
it just
deploy.
a handle? Okay,
Yeah.
it's just a handle. I'm making sure I don't have this like a.
Just like suddenly out of your back.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I still sense my steed?
Any magical connections that you would be able to like reach out to, they're just blocked. It's very concerning. Just no connection there.
It's
Oh,
not.
speaking of, Zach's probably with us. I didn't think about that, but he would have been here.
Not allowed inside.
Like, yeah, not allowed inside, but like, whenever we left this mine area and we went through this town, she would have taken him from that area that she left with and just like
I figured
walked
we were
with
all
us, so he's outside the
frantic.
tower.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Cool.
Yeah.
Forget about my boy.
I don't like not being able to talk to my horse, but it's okay.
Oh, you're muted, Moot.
Why can't you? It's so weird.
Oh, it's just normally I can think to my horse, but I can't in here. Yeah, it's okay.
I mean, I can, but I wouldn't know.
Can you think to my horse for me? Just. Oh. She just sort of fidgeting.
We're supposed to actually wait here for 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Do you think he's actually busy, or is this just part of his superiority ritual?
I think he's a little annoyed that I didn't get here faster. Normally I would just go on the lion, and it'd be pretty fast.
You think with someone with so little time left, he wouldn't waste it like this?
He likes to do
Could
stuff
keel
like this.
over before he actually comes to greet you?
That would be something.
It would be, wouldn't it?
But you'd be surprised. He has a lot of pep in his step, even at his age.
He must not be a purveyor of fine wine.
Could just be we're built different.
Maybe that's it. Maybe we should try.
Simply.
She's
built
just
to-
thinking about the fucking mountain of human corpses that have died from the poisoned wine.
built.
Maybe it is built different. I mean, you may be, but I can confirm that they're not.
But maybe.
Built different.
Oh shit. Maybe he did an artificer dip for that constitution proficiency. Min-maxing bitch. Power gaming, motherfucker.
He's just got the full necromancy going on.
Poison immunity. God damn it.
About 10 or so more minutes pass as you continue waiting. And right around 3 o'clock, exactly when he means to, the clock ticks onto the red, and in enters the familiar sight of Rodore.
God, I love it. It's so stupid. Fuck this guy.
Ah, Tillis, you've returned. I see you've brought guests. Well, let's go to a room a little more comfortable, shall we? And he claps his hands, and the room around you begins to shift and move and rise, almost like an elevator. The walls eventually lock into place, split away, and suddenly you are in this wondrous library, which tells you spent many hours in this already, studying. It is an expansive library of various spiraling staircases that seem to go up and up forever to reach various bookshelves at infinite, seemingly, levels of height and density. It is just expansive in every direction, but just a little ways in front of you, there is like almost like a little study hall area kind of set up, and all the chairs made of this like high-end, high-backed chairs that are made with very soft, velvety cushions. And he goes and sits down at the head of the table.
Does
Sit, come.
does Rodore wear anything that would show his rank in the Imperial military structure?
He doesn't need to. Because of his unique robes and his unique appearance, he stands out like a celebrity kind of thing. Like, people see this look and they're like, "That's Rodore." They see him, they know him. Like, he's such a unique individual And many of the wizards are like this because of their eclectic power and all the years of study and the general weirdness they get when they get older. They are known to stand out and have unique styles, and sometimes some are more nationalistic. Some might like wear military uniforms and other things like this, but it's personal choice essentially.
He's not a Basilius, right? Because he was
No.
a court wizard for the Basilius of Celembria before.
Right. He
So
is not
Is he still not a Basilius?
No. The most of the some of the, like. Not all wizards are like nobles or lords, but not all nobles and some nobles and lords are wizards. It's just he's not. He's just a really good wizard.
Okay, he's not. Okay, he doesn't have like a noble type.
No, he has command and power in the Imperium through just having so much magical power that they respect him and listen to him, and he'll do things because of his magic power. It's a very literal sense of power.
So where would the Basilius of Celembria like be? Because he's who Tess was like originally dealing with to do the shipment to the Oasis.
Yeah, the Basilius maintains a small estate in the Bowmaker's Rise.
Is that down here?
That's the middle one.
Oh, it is the middle. Okay.
I think upon recognizing or upon seeing Redore for a minute, Jelaine just like freezes for a second. And she's immediately down on one knee. Master Redore, pleasure to be in your presence.
Did you get mind melted? I know someone did. One of you did. I heard about it.
Right, I was meaning to ask you about that. If you have any form of medication or something for this mild headache.
It is impressive that you survived. Afraid I'm not a healer, though. Sorry. But there are services in the town that I'm sure you can afford with your bountiful wealth, Miss Morloft.
I wasn't aware that you were incapable of something.
I can
Noted.
offer my services if you're feeling weak.
Could you? I would be impressed if you could.
Come, offer me your hand.
Perhaps you
So-
don't want that part. She'll like, hold out like her forearm. Her hands are both covered with gloves.
Tillis.
Yeah.
I'm actually curious, can she?
You can. You hear her
In this room?
Oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, that's
I
what I'm
don't know
saying. She'd be
which-
impressed if you could.
Can I imagine all
What are you trying to
of
do?
my effects? I imagine lay on hands doesn't work.
Doesn't work.
Okay. She'll try. You'll hear her speak par la terre, enrobé en éclair, and but nothing happens. She is utterly confused.
Before we continue, Tillis, dear boy, can you please show our guest how we handle disrespect?
Of course.
Quickly, decisively.
Is this to Tess? Tess was being disrespectful from resisting?
Well, she said, I didn't know you were incapable of something.
Okay. Tillis is just gonna
Disintegrate! I did it! I finally did it!
he'll just do a magic missile.
All the damage.
It can't do low enough. It's going to drop her no matter what. Because I can't resist it because it's force.
It's not an attack either, right?
Yeah, it just
Mm-mm.
Okay.
It just hits.
and I don't have the shield spell. It's boring.
As the blast hits you, and Cassandra, you just see the last thing you see is Tilla standing there with the gun just blazing from the magic missile that is blasted out of it, and
I
you
also-
face
I
down at the
can't
table,
channel divine-
unconscious.
Yeah.
Make a religion check.
In the few hours you've seen Marjolaine, this is the clearest you've ever seen her. Religion.
As you start to focus, what is your prayer, and what do you focus on? And just run me through Marjolaine's thought process right now.
So she sees this woman who has just like been psychically destroyed. Marjolaine also doesn't know where she is. Like, she seems like a completely different person after seeing Rodore. And you just hear the words of prayer to La Père de la Terre, enrobée en écarlate, du mon Dieu. And she is basically praying for protection of the weak, trying to sacrifice for the weaklings, you know?
As you start to say this prayer, something resonates deep within you. You begin to glow a deep red, color of dew. The Scarlet Father is with you in this moment. What are you doing?
I think she's just standing still as the missiles are sort of drawn to her, instead of... Sorry, that's not the fucking right shoot.
Yeah, that's a different one.
The other one. As she says the wrong prayer and it doesn't work. But yeah, I think just I am the willing creature, and I pool the risk to myself to protect the weak.
As the reddish energy grows, the blast already hit, but you see the energy be sucked away and absorbed into your own chest, and you feel the blast, the energy burn you. And Sandra, you eyes open, consciousness takes you. You look up and you see Tilla still standing there with the gun. You see Marjolaine glowing red, absorbing this magical energy, and then it dissipates, hurts you, and it stops. And Rodore just looking on with a very interested look, and just, well, that is something.
Marjolaine takes a knee again and says, I'm sorry to...
No, do not apologize. You are something special. Interesting. I'm sorry to cut this meeting short, but I, Tillis, write the report of whatever you were doing. I have some matters to attend. Dear Nephilim here, do you mind if I take a sample of your hair?
Please, of course.
Good. She just cuts a lock. Good. I'll be.
Would you?
You can see them out, right, Tillis? You
One
can
question?
see them away. Oh yes, of course, sure. What is it?
And Marshall looks at her. What brings you to Olvest?
Oh. Okay. Well, Tillis.
Yes, sir.
This one's crazy.
Yes, sir.
There's an asylum in the old town you can take her to for now, for safekeeping. Make sure she gets there safely. If she does anything crazy, I'll leave it up to you. But just don't let her. Just keep an eye on her. Don't let her wander away.
What's going on?
I'll be back. And he wanders off quickly, leaving you all there to Sandra. You're just like barely conscious, just like somewhat aware of what has happened.
I think Tillis puts his like still smoking gun in the holster, and he takes out. I actually think in a couple of years he would have converted his peacock tail feather into his like quill, and so he'll take out his golden peacock feather and dip it in ink and start writing on the table, not really like paying attention, not looking up.
What did he mean?
That you're insane.
Yes.
He doesn't think you have full possession of your mind.
Would you share me as to why?
Tillis is gonna look up at you and be like, well, being able to do anything in here is odd unless you're given permission. And
Well, Dew gives me permission to protect the weak.
right, do. That is different. And also your mannerisms. You are weird.
I suppose you're welcome to have that opinion.
He goes back to writing.
Time being, you're left to your own devices. But, based on your previous instructions there, Tillis, after your report's done, you are to see them out. So,
I think whenever Till started writing, Tess was already leaving.
getting up and just heading down. You go back to like the stone elevator, quote unquote, we'll call it, that you kind of entered in, and you think about leaving. And as soon as you do, the elevator, the stone just starts to shift down for you, taking you back down to the front door. Door remanifest, lets you out, etc., etc.
You said your name was Marjolaine, right?
That's correct.
Are you coming with me or going with him?
Where would we be going?
Sounds like if you go with him, you go to some asylum.
Rather not. No one in Ovest would put me in an asylum.
Right, so seems that your mind is made up. This has been very educational.
Are you sure you'll be all right?
Upon recent events, as long as you're around.
Then I'll escort you wherever you're going.
Perfect. Good day, Tillis.
I'm just finishing up the report.
I'm sure you are. So shall I.
Okay. I'll see you later.
And yeah, she's she's gonna leave, trying to hide a bit of a limp. And I think like there's like as she's kind of turning around, there's like a clear like a bit of blood coming from like the corner of her mouth, where she is like forcibly bitten the inside of her own mouth in frustration.
Seething. I feel it. Yeah.
And yeah, she is she's heading to wherever her place would be around here. I don't quite know if we like establish where she would be living. I'll kind of leave it up to you.
What was your lifestyle that we settled on?
It averaged out to be modest.
Modest.
Yeah.
You could live effectively anywhere within any of the districts except for the Bowmaker's Rise, essentially.
Then probably down here, whatever places that like the easiest access to the Rise, because of the trade house and the
shift click
statues,
a
down
building.
here.
Shift click any building you want. That isn't already named, obviously.
Yeah. Not that way. Probably like somewhere in this little cul-de-sac, we'll call it.
Okay. Alright, let's see if I can do this effectively. I have these for a reason. And oop. Let's say this one. Somewhere in that cul-de-sac. Perfect.
I own this
Bang.
cul-de-sac.
I'll put it right there. I'll say that one's the one.
Cool.
And
Yeah, she's gonna like weakly clamber up onto the back of Zach, and like I don't know, maybe even like wipe some of the blood off the side of her mouth and like let him lick it off of her glove like a salt lick. And then kind of like pilot the horse home.
me too. arriving at your home near the Lucky Drunks Merry Guild of Heroes takes a couple of hours. In that time, Walter, what are you up to?
I think, weirdly enough, he has the information on Tess and Tilly's that he wants. I think he's probably now trying to figure out where to find them other than the Tower of Verdure. I think now he's formulating the basis of a plan, which again is the man's a little addled. He woke up from being dead like a month ago. So I think the barest formation of a plan he has is, I've been off kilter for too long. I need to meet somebody on equal terms, and at this point, rather than showing up where they want me, I need to find them.
So you're gonna try to find Cassandra, tell us like maybe where they live?
I do have one question.
Yeah.
So, I know I'm rewriting it, so it's a little easier to read. But the backstory I sent you about the meteoric rise to a position, what is the highest position you would give me, considering it, like, very clearly he got to a position that he was, according to society, too young for, and then was killed.
Prefect sounds like a really solid a position based on the structure here. Like, as you can see, it's a mid-tier rank of command that, you get a lot of domains of Imperium Society. There are various prefects. Like, for example, this is one type, just to give you an idea of what they do. There is, most cities have an urban prefect, which usually looks over the urban cohort, which is essentially the captain of the guard kind of thing. They oversee all the security of the town and all these other things and other sort of things that what are they called? That a bailiff might do, essentially. Very similar to that, but that structure exists in many forms. So, like military commanders, like you'd have prefects on the battlefield who lead like numbers of soldiers, etc., squadrons, etc., which is a pretty high rank. It's a backbone of a lot of like command structures around the Imperium.
Prefect your version of a centurion, then?
Prefects are a real thing in Roman history.
I know it is. I'm just a little confused on where it fits in, considering I'm not seeing some of the smaller officer roles.
A legate would be a small, like underneath a prefect. So you would have a prefect and then a legate, which would command smaller, more personal squadrons. A prefect might command a number of legates who command their squadrons. So, yeah, that could be a accurate term comparison.
And you said Rodori is on
He doesn't exist in this official military structure by definition.
Right, but he's. Do these sort of? How do these relate to like noble ranks, so to speak?
If I recall, they don't.
They
Imperium
don't.
super military ranky.
Yeah, like the people who control the government, it is a militaristic empire. So like the noble ranks, quote unquote, that you don't get like oligarchical families. The closest thing to that would be like the emperor's bloodline. But like the other rulers, they're all there through merit, quote unquote. Like they've earned it. They or their predecessors had earned it through military conquest, and they continue to serve the military, and they can just as easily be replaced by someone who is considered more worthy in the power structure. If someone is a better commander, a better fighter, a better military leader, they might replace another Basilius who is, given a lot of control, a lot of power.
Like, you would know that Tess's family, the Morloffs, are like some serious nobility. Specifically, like the leader of the Morloffs is like a big fucking deal, but has like little to zero military command. Thus, they don't have a rank per se.
Right. There are nobles and rich citizens within the Imperium that fuel the war efforts in their own ways, largely economically. and you have the wizards and other powerful individuals who contribute in their own way, but don't always, at least in Rodore's case, fall into the governmental structure because he doesn't.
So
he doesn't.
How do the nobles determine prestige then? If they don't, what determines prestige?
How good you're doing in your recent military conquest. The Imperium's usually at war. You are earning prestige and glory through battle. You are earning recognition. These families that are, Basiliuses and other actual ranks in the Imperium earn it through
the military. It's
combat.
like implied respect. Like,
Yeah.
how much respect do you think you should give to the person who controls the economy?
Right.
They don't control the military, but like every dollar in your pocket goes through them. So like, how much respect do you think you should give them? Do you think they're above or below you? And how do you think they would react?
Yeah.
It's that kind of thing. It's very nebulous.
And it's an individual basis, and also like at the end of the day, the military will always come out on top, kind of thing. Like a merchant will never have a claim that wins over like a soldier, like a Basilius or an official, or even a legate, like kind of thing. Like it'll be like, yeah, we're gonna listen to our guy, our soldier who fought in our war and our battles and our blah blah blah.
So, is Rodore part of the military? Because you mentioned at one point that I might have taken jobs from him.
He served the Basilius for a time, and he has helped out in like engagements, but not as much as some other wizards of the Imperium. Some wizards of the Imperium become, legates, Basiliuses, et cetera, and prefects even. But like, he didn't. He's kind of here, and people respect him because of the big things he has done, and he provides a lot of research value to the Imperium, which is largely what he contributes. Is a lot of, especially lately, a lot of research, and any task he would have given you would have been to further that research, kind of thing. Like, hey, I need this from there. Like, send some soldiers to go get me something or whatever, that kind of thing.
So the reason I'm asking is I'm trying to figure out, based on Walter's knowledge, which, because he's getting the noble vibes from both Tess and Tilly's, clearly from their conversations. I think he's trying to figure out which one might be below him in the pecking order, just for an additional bone, or if somebody would be on the same level as him as an in, right? He sort of pulled from them.
It's all status quo, and knowing what you know about Tillus, if he's from Wintermill, Wintermill's not technically part of the Imperium anymore. It's now been claimed by the realm of the Dragonflight. So technically, in the most technical sense of the word, Tillus has no like nobility claims, quote unquote. He has claims, but he does. It hasn't. They're not seated anywhere. They don't actually exist.
He's from a known noble family in the past. That something happened to, and then over the past couple of years after the crazy bullshit, the place where his noble family was from, like their place they reigned over, is no longer part of the Imperium. So
it's like he becomes kind of irrelevant in the power structure.
And he's technically not, but like, tell him that.
Yeah.
But he is. I would have gotten from rumors that he stays at Rodore's tower, right?
Yeah,
for the most part.
I believe that's up to Tillus. Do you live anywhere else, or you
probably where he would be largely.
Yeah.
You go to the beach.
Sometimes goes to the beach.
Go to the bungalow.
Goes to the bungalow.
I do think Walter's going to go after Cassandra then, because I think until he knows slightly more, he doesn't necessarily want to come face to face with Rodore, who almost certainly would recognize him.
All right. Well, let's make another quick investigation check. See if you can track down the address of Cassandra. And Cassandra, how deceptive have you been about your paperwork, your rental lease, et cetera, et cetera? Have you been using fake names? And what's your thing that you've been doing when you signed all these agreements?
No, her.
So bad.
Like, she still publicly goes by Cassandra Morloft and is like still very publicly like a member of the Morloft family. Like, she still writes reports to them, like sends mail to between the family, Artemisia, however that is. Like, she still is participating, but is like,
so you're still like a minor celebrity in the area,
so that she like I don't think that even, and if she wanted to hide it, she could, but I don't think that she would, because that'd be weird.
Okay, then in
And
that
it's like,
case,
what are you gonna do? Are you gonna rob a Morloft house? Really?
with a three,
kind of
with a
thing.
three, like the location isn't very hidden. It's not broadcast. You'll find it eventually. But with a three, it takes a long time. You're gonna
I
end
think
up
that makes
finding.
sense.
You end up tracking it down and arriving at the house at about midnight. So it's been now 9 hours of just searching, asking around, wandering around. Eventually, like, oh, there it is.
I think that makes sense because the kind of commander that he was, while incredibly effective, he was very much the guy who was like strong on the field of battle and was charismatic. So he led his troops by example, but he knew he was not the sneaky type.
Knew how to
He was
delegate.
not yeah, that's exactly it. He like in the academy, he was like, "Hey, nerdy kid, you're
Find where this person is.
Yeah, find my information. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. He collected a group of people that he was like, y'all are super smart. I know you don't work great as a team. I'm gonna be the glue that holds you together, and that's why he was doing so well. So I think for the first time in a decade, he doesn't have somebody he can go figure out where
He's
this
doing
person
himself.
lives, and he's going, oh, I've forgotten how to do legwork.
Yeah, exactly. But in that
I
time,
haven't been hazed in a decade. God, I remember how much this sucks.
in that time, as you're wandering the streets, as there's a lot of time to kind of cover there.
Yeah,
Marjolaine and Cassandra, you arrive back at your house. And Tess, describe your house. What's it look like? Inside, outside, etc. How's it looking?
I think like it's like her family crest or whatever is like very clearly displayed on the front of the house, or she might even have like signage or something that almost makes this like a like an ambassador type deal, I guess. Like she's basically over the years, instead of her being the rep for the trade expeditions into Haemana, she's been kind of she has relocated herself to try to be like the Celembria contact. She's like the Morloft plant in Celembria. So I think she's in like whoever was in this house before was like the previous Morloft that was kind of assigned to Celembria. So this is like this has been a Morloft house for like a long time. And now she's residing here. So there's like the old signage and stuff, and like once you go inside, it's kept very like it's strange to think that someone lives here. It's very like all the chairs are perfectly pushed in, all the tables and the painting on the wall like perfectly straight and aligned with walls, and it almost looks like a showroom, less than like a place that someone lives in. And I think there's like a couple of rooms, like, you know, living quarter type deals. But I think there's one in the like the clearly like where the master would be, and like her door is wide open. And like the feeling of it being like a pristine showroom ends at the door frame. Her room is like, so non-befitting of a noble that it's crazy. Like the constant like magical candlelight or whatever that's kind of throughout the house is like purposefully covered in that room, and there's like various like planters and stuff of like herbs. There's like a lot of it looks kind of like wisteria, but it's not. I don't know how like botanical your character is, but there's like a herb or flowering plant that seems to be kind of like the main staple, and it looks kind of like wisteria. It's like a purpley like shoot or hanging bit that just has like a ton of flowers over it. And she seems to be growing like a lot of that in the room. And I think like even standing in like the living room for just like a little bit, it gives enough time for the scent to hit you. And the smell coming from her room is like a much more subtle version of the smell that she gives off. She has like a perfumed thing to herself, but it's like it's not so perfumey, I guess. But she definitely has like a very distinct scent. But that's it. It's like a very showroom. No one actually lives here. This is all for decoration, except what's clearly her room, and it is like the bed's not made, shit's tossed. There's no no house workers or servants or anything like that here. Like it's completely solitary. But that's really it. And there's like a couple of guest rooms off to the side that look equally untouched. It seems like one room in this gigantic house is ever touched.
And that's the side of the house as you all both arrive and kind of enter in. Get a good look around, get comfortable, etc. Do your house things.
Whichever room you want is yours. Just pick one. I don't care one. Which?
But that's kind of you.
I mean, for the time being, until we can figure out where we're going and what we're doing, I have a report to write. It's likely best that you not be wandering around on your own.
I normally wander around on my own. But sure. I could take a load off.
Do so. And she's writing a report to the Morloft. Specifically, she's writing a letter to Artemisia.
Mm-hmm. As you're doing that, Tillis, what are you up to?
Tillis
After you just finished your report?
Yeah, and he was pretty extensive in it, though I think he did try to make what he could possibly deem as like acceptable omittances as to what Tassandra's doing, but I think like he has known by this point that he has to be open with Rodori, because Rodori will figure out one way or another. But after he's done with his report, I think he's going
You do
to...
feel like a little extra safe in this content, because you did see like his fascination with whatever he saw there. It almost like you see him do this a few times with some of his experiments. This is how his experiments actually typically begin. This is how he gets fascinated with things, and then he kind of just forgets everything else for a moment and hyperfixates on it, and that becomes the thing he wants to go deal with. And that's kind of the situation here.
Knowing that, he's going to focus his report mainly on Marjolaine, just because he's already like his, he's already piqued his interest, or she already has. So if he can focus more on her and less on Tess, then he can maybe make the whole cult thing seem minimalize it a little bit.
Yeah, he's like, given like the context of like the fascination that you think like, yeah, a cult thing, you could probably slip that in. It won't be that big of a deal. You probably won't even like read that part or even care about that part, just because of his fixation right now.
And then I think he honestly wants to go to the Duelist Academy. I think he wants to get a fight in.
Hmm. And you see the your gnome friend there, still kind of tending to the fights. There seems to be a setup for various types of fights. They have like some mock terrain set up this time for a fight between various archers. But a fight, is being arranged, and they'll work with you and get one going.
Give me a gunman.
Gun? Oh, okay, we can do that. Just give us probably a few hours. We'll find it, get it set up. I mean, this field will work for it, honestly. So get right on it, and they get the fight set up, and you get ready to get going. But as Cassandra and Marjolaine, you are both standing there. You hear a knock at the door.
Oh, I guess there's more than one guest room.
Right. Stay out of sight for the time being. We don't know who that could be. I don't really have guests.
Then more reason for us both to greet them. Come on.
Has anyone ever told you you're very difficult?
Yeah.
Fine. And she'll go and answer the door, but she's trying to open it and like almost blocks them. It's almost like hide Marjolaine behind it willingly.
I imagine like a Morloft house, if it's been used over, it would have one of those like eye slits so you can like open up and peek out. See who's behind there.
If it does, I don't think she would use it.
Okay.
She's like, I'm not like a
Cracking
fucking
over there.
bouncer. I'm Cassandra Morloft.
Who is it? What's the password?
Yeah, so she's gonna open the door, but then kind of like stand in the opening of it and try
Open
to
the door.
fail
see-
to hide Marjolaine.
A skinny-looking miner, not miner with an E, not like a kid, who you recognize from one of the cult meetings. He's like, Madam Scorpion sent me.
And you came here.
It's urgent. It's about the thing that you told us to look into.
She like grabs him, yanks his ass in, and
Pulls him in.
slams the door.
Okay. Hello. He looks
Hi.
at you, Marjolaine.
I've seen
Are we
you
safe to
before.
talk? Or should we?
Just speak.
Okay. So we've finally had a breakthrough. We talked with a buyer or seller who said he's willing to sell us a shard of the oath bow for a service. We arranged a meeting with him. He's secretive about it. He wants to meet near this river, just a little ways from town. And he said when we get there, he'll he says he'll have the shard and he'll have the terms and talk to you about it there.
He said he would bring the shard.
He said he would, yeah.
Did you speak to him personally, or are you just a middleman?
I'm just the guy they sent to tell you.
But you never actually met him?
One of the other cult members did, but I don't know exactly who it was.
Fine. Did he say when?
He said tomorrow at midday.
Well, that gives us almost a whole day to prepare.
Right. You know where he comes from? Anything about this individual?
I think he was an Olvestian. He had a funny accent.
What was his name? What was his last name?
Oh, he was being mysterious about it, but
What was he
all we
wearing?
know is about the accent. I think I wasn't there, so I don't know what he was looking
see.
like. Yeah, I might have to ask him.
Oh. Okay.
Right. Well, I suppose it makes sense for you to come here.
Mhm. That's all the information I've got. Unless you have any further questions, Lady Morloftwig, I'll adjourn.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you again for all you've done. Like, I really feel like we have a sense of purpose that we never had before, and you've told us so much about the lies of the Morloff family and all their conspiracies. We're gonna bring them down together.
Seems like we might finally take the first step we've been working on for 3 years.
No, it's okay. Well, you have a good rest of your day.
I think he like pauses him and like pulls out from her little bag, like a little private bag that's like hidden underneath the flap of her dress or something, and pulls out a platinum coin and places it in his hand and says, "Now remember, this one's not for you. You split this evenly with everyone else who was involved in this.
Exactly.
That's
More
very
will
Will
cool.
do.
come."
Thank you so much. And he scurries off.
Bless you. Be safe.
Right. Well, I need to finish sending this letter, and then we need to prepare. We might have to kill someone.
I don't think we'd have to do that.
No, if he says he's bringing the shard and he wants to meet in a less specific location, it's likely a trap. Only Moron would actually bring it with
You
him.
really think the shards are out there?
I know they are.
And who will you? Is this to lead your group?
The
Like
shards?
Drearinth?
No.
Like Vocacious did? Oh, well then that's disappointing.
No, it's to serve a greater purpose. I suppose it's akin to what Vocacious did. He used it to found his nation. I intend to use it for something bigger. Something better.
That's very inspiring. I'm also looking for something like that. But if you lay claim to this one, then I'll find another one. It's okay. Have you ever been to Ovest?
No,
Lots of Ovestians have fun little things.
outside of our trade routes.
Oh. It's
But-
okay.
If you also have ambitions of your own, I have a keen admiration for those who have lofty goals, such as myself. I suppose there's some reason you were coming to the meetings. Normally I don't do this. I don't like to involve others in my own personal business, but given what happened today, it seems that I might be in need of someone else. Would you
We all
mind
need
accompanying
help
me?
sometimes. Of course. Also, I am really interested to see what else this Ovestian has. Did I show you my trinkets? I think I did.
No.
He might have something like that. Oh. Well, you said you had to prepare, and preparation is important. I will also prepare, but I'll show you later.
Let's
I take
actually.
it based on your. Sorry, just a quick one.
Don't
Take
go
it
for
based
it.
on your size and your clear heritage from Ovest and abilities that you have some capacity to fight. You're a soldier of some sort.
Yes, I've trained very much.
Does she have a
But-
weapon, like a visible weapon?
I don't know if I don't imagine she comes like fully geared to the cult meetings. But she probably
Has, like, a
carries
village
around.
outfit.
But she probably still carries around like I guess it's going to be her warhammer, which would probably not super easy to hide under a cloak, but you've probably noticed it for sure.
All right,
You
if we're-
do
if
wear
we're going
big
to do this-
cloaks.
You do wear some big ass capes on account of being a big ass lady. No, I think Tess like gives you the motion to follow her and kind of walks back into her room and starts like moving shit off of a table, just like throws it off the side of the table onto the floor. Like important looking like political documents just get like buried in crap. And she like reaches underneath like one of the tables and through some series of Rube Goldberg bullshit opens another drawer to then reach under there and do something else, and eventually a little like compartment like pops open, and she pulls out like a shining gold handle, because I don't think she would have actually had it with her. That would be weird. A great sword handle, and kind of holds it out to you. If we're going to meet some person for some kind of exchange and you come visibly armed, it might raise more suspicion than need be. However, I would hate to be caught unaware. If you take this and simply swing it, well, you'll see. But it is a creative solution for bringing large weapons where they shouldn't be. She's going to hand over the +1 deployable greatsword.
Yeah, you can use the sick party trade feature.
I can't. Let me pop it open.
Oh
yeah.
And as you're doing the party trade, you're cracking open snapping open a Slim Jim.
There you go. It's in the party trade.
It's the
Let's
cream.
go ahead. Let's go ahead and take just a solid 15-minute break here. Get back at 9:35 for the last half-ish of the game. Yeah, we'll see what this or whatever other else we might get up to. Get up to.
I think when she hands over the sword and gives the explanation, she gives the. Now we need to go find the brooding one.
Am I the brooding one?
You are the brooding.
less common than a shovel.
Yeah.
Oh my god, my crowbar has a pickaxe icon.
Oh, but it's only pickaxes.
Pickaxes all the way down, baby.
Well, there is an icon for a hammer.
Take the hammer to the pickaxe. That's a shovel.
There you go.
They have an icon for chess. They don't have an icon for a crowbar or anything else. Also, my
Right.
tinderbox is an axe, I guess. I feel like that one would have been really easy. Just put like a...
Oh no, found the shovels. Took a
There
little
you-
look in.
Oh yeah, if you're looking at icons, it's a unique navigation that you learn to do, and there's a lot of different places for different things and weird places. But there's a lot of stuff in there. It's just split up in weird ways. I wish it was all consolidated into one folder. I just said icons or
See,
something.
you're looking for shovel. You're supposed to be looking for spade.
It's true.
That's right.
fool.
Common mistake.
Fucking idiot.
This dude didn't try synonyms. But
Just want all the garbage that I put in
you have your
Marshmallow.
thesaurus on hand? Amateur mistake.
Mhm. But we can hop back into it as we return back from our break, jumping over to here. Break in case of needing Bardic.
I'm adding icons to everything, and this one is pretty symbolic. If that's not the
That
face
bird
of a
is
bird,
screaming in terror.
I don't know what is.
It releases a bird, and then he has to come and kill it as soon as it's released. It just summons a bird.
I sense a bird.
I must border it.
I must murder it. Must murder it to death.
Today.
What?
Yeah.
I always assumed that the Bardic Amulet was spelled like actual Bardic, like ending with the C.
Yeah, this is a
Yeah, no,
person's
it's
name.
Bardic. Like,
The Bardic. It's
Richard.
okay. We called him Bardic for like a week, and then
I,
became the Birderer.
the murderer.
the Birderer, I'm very afraid.
Because the player murdered birds, by the way. He's not here, so we continue to bully him, but like he kills birds for fun. Killed birds for fun, I guess, but in his defense, doesn't do it anymore. Allegedly.
Tomato.
Allegedly. But
Wait, the player did or the player character?
But he put it all behind him.
well,
Did he stutter?
well,
Weird
almost
times.
both.
Why did you guys play with a serial killer?
Look,
Oh, we
it was
still
just the
do.
birds. We're not birds.
Okay.
Every character he plays is an assassin, to be fair. So like we should have seen it coming.
We should have seen it coming.
So
Always multi-classes rogue for some reason. It all makes sense now.
So what you're saying is, if you guys suddenly lose contact with me altogether, I just have to wait 5 years and you'll end up in a Netflix documentary.
Sure, you-
my
you
bones
got
are much
murdered by a
sturdier
birder.
than a bird's.
I think actually he should be playing Ranger and favorite enemy bird.
If it flies, we can kill
If
it.
it flies,
If it flies, it dies.
it dies. That's the saying.
Oh hell yeah! I've been
Uh.
looking for this. I like could not find it, and then I did.
Oh yeah.
Scorpion logo.
it
Fuck
is.
yeah!
Well, jumping back into the mole loft house, most of the group's kind of in this way here. Some time passes. Is there anything before the midnight mark, essentially, that you're doing to make preparations? And Tilly's, you're doing your duel, which, as you described, is quite a brutal display of the poor gunman getting his every time he reloads, getting the gunpowder
Yeah, I'm just
detonated out of his
constantly
barrel.
Just standing there with my hand on my cane, exploding his gun over and over.
When will he learn?
And then if he ever like moves forward and tries to like gets frustrated and tries to attack me by another means, that's when I will either shoot him or lightning bolt him.
And you do. It's not really a contest since he can't really use his weapon. And you blow him out with a lightning bolt. He gets emergency clerical services, etc., etc. Yeah, it's another dub. Another victory royale.
Easy dubs.
Is there anything you wanted to do? Any of you to do to prepare for the rest of your day? Like anything you want to buy, trade, grab, do?
Given Tessa's worry of violence, Marjolaine will return to wherever she is renting a room or being given place to stay, probably in the Life Giver's Quarter to grab the rest of her shit. And move it into one of the empty guest rooms.
Yeah, moving into the Moor Loft house. All right.
And
Totally.
would I have ever heard of like a traveling Olvestian relic trader? Is this a thing that I may have heard of?
Olvestian traveling. Make a history check. You have heard of a number of Olvestian collectors, of like rich individuals who would collect rare artifacts, ones that were specifically interested in the Imperium and Imperium artifacts. You might have heard of a few individuals here and there. There's no like specific one collector that comes to mind, but if you hear this guy's name, you probably would be familiar with it. But it could be any number of influential collectors that you are aware of, but you're actually weirdly aware of. You know a lot of the collectors, essentially. It's just which one could it be?
Cool.
But you get all your stuff moved over, take some time, get all of your equipment and your living quarters to your liking. And eventually, in the night,
Oh, sorry. Real quick. What time of day did we get, or did I get brain blasted?
what time of day did I get brain?
Because it has like a 24-hour effect, right?
It's like an 8 to 12 hour thing.
Oh, okay. I was
until
just
it
saying,
wears
do I
off,
have to worry about this for this meat thing tomorrow? But okay.
No, you'll be clear by tomorrow.
Cool.
Cool. But it is quite late. I thought oh yeah, I did that on Travis, but I haven't done it here. I haven't done the streetlights for this map yet. One day. But that day is not this day. The words. The hour grows late, and eventually, around midnight, you finally arrive, Walter. Standing outside of the house that's like, you realize now, you should have probably just walked around and looked at it in this case, because it has a big, like, Morloff logo on the side. You're like, yeah, huh.
It's like
This would have been
Vegas.
faster to just wander around. But,
Relatively new to town.
exactly. You're here now. At this hour. Are either of you active, or would you guys be asleep? What would you two be doing? What's the house looking like from the outside?
This is probably, maybe she's about to leave. She's either about to leave or is like coming home. But her intention is to go and find a battery. Some unfortunate individual.
Flip a coin. Heads, you're going out. Tails, you're coming home.
Okay. I think it's tails. Yeah, that's the other side.
The other side is like a dragon's head, so I think so too. Yeah,
It's a
Yeah,
T
that's
and
tails.
J.
Okay, cool.
tails. What did I
I
say?
don't remember which one. I don't know.
Tails coming home.
She's
coming home. So you
She's already found.
make a
someone.
stealth check to Sandra if you're like skulking about.
Yeah.
And what's your passive perception there, Walter? Or I guess you would be on alert, so you make an active perception since you're looking about.
I don't know if she'd be sneaking back into her house. Like she wouldn't be doing this where she lives. She would have like went out to somewhere, maybe the outskirts or something, found some poor unfortunate soul, did the business, and then is like, walking back home or something. So she's probably
Oh.
not sneaking.
Then you probably just walk into each other. If neither of you being particularly stealthy, of just
Oh.
like coming in and then see.
I think I would be because it's night. So,
You can make a stealth check too if you're being sneaky.
well, I do have to ask. Without streetlights, it's hard to tell. But,
This is that district that I said earlier is pretty well lit up, and it is typically.
is there a way that I could douse a lamp nearby her house?
Yeah, and like be like in a little shadow pocket, like make sure to be
Yeah.
a little hidden. Yeah, you could have done that.
In that case, I will make a stealth check, but I will also be invisible because one of my invocations lets me be invisible in dim light or darkness,
All right.
which is sort of the trick he picked up because he knows he's not stealthy. So he's kind of like, as long as it's dark, I'm
Yeah.
relatively good.
Absolutely.
So we'll make a stealth on that.
Yeah, stealth really here is just to be quiet, and as long as you're staying still, not doing too much, it's not too hard of a check. Yeah, you are virtually undetectable. As Cassandra, you see Cassandra walk to her house, open the door, and I presume just enter as you would normally, not noticing anything out of place.
But she would. Oh no, you didn't see her. She looks significantly worse off than the last time you saw her. Marjolaine, she looks a decent amount better than she was. I assume. Yeah, Oog? She was able to find some poor, unfortunate being.
Ah, yes.
Drain soul
out of their shit.
Absolutely. You could have rolled a commoner amounts of HP, so like 8 HP. Max healing you get off the person. Assuming that's how that works. How much damage do you do?
The most I can do is...
7.
Most I could possibly do is 7.
Okay, so
Well,
you'll probably...
21 if I decide, but like, I could do 7 at a time.
Okay, then, it took a little bit, but you drained commoner for about 9 HP. Or 8 HP, sorry.
I think as you're about to step into your house, you hear a voice from the darkness. Clearly Walter's voice echo out, Morloft. Because he does not know your first name. He has forgotten it.
See if I can get some lights going on in the city. In the city!
Let me get up. Yeah, she'll like kind of turn to look in that general direction, but she knows the voice. Don't know where you are, but you saved me the trouble of finding you. I have a job.
And I have a question.
Okay, I may refuse to answer. But go ahead.
About information for information.
Sure, could we do this face to face, or is that too much?
As you say that in the darkness, it's not so much a ripple like invisibility usually like canceling. It's more like something is tearing the open air open, and a person is like being 3D printed. It's a lot more grotesque than like usual invisibility ending. He also doesn't look super comfortable with it. Like you see midway through him rematerializing, he like looks down and sees his open ribcage, and he kind of like, not great.
Lovely.
I was like, each the inner layers come in first.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
you see, yeah.
He just fucking tightens out of this thing.
Yeah. Ugh.
It's kind of
That was-
claymation-esque where it's like.
Seemed unnecessary, but go ahead, I suppose.
I'm still getting used to that.
Mm-hmm.
You're clearly planning something destabilizing. your messengers, your kids at the wet dog, your cult. And I'll be honest, late night activities, I don't know a lot about you. But I know enough about Morlofts to know you have something else going on. And I doubt it's Morloft approved.
Okay, I'm not sure exactly what you're trying to lord over me. I don't ask for permission for every little thing that I do. But you're not
That
wrong.
was more of a confirmation. So thank you for that. I'm a little new to my own research.
Sure. Once you get to my station in the family, you stop having to ask for permission for every little thing. Usually I'm the one that they ask for permission from.
What did I just do?
Is that all that you wanted?
No. I want to know what you're after. Because I think, possibly, our interests may align.
I'm after pieces of an artifact that no one actually believes still exists. But I know that they do. Which brings me to the job I said I had. I require accompaniment. I'm afraid that someone who's promised me one of these pieces aims to take advantage of the situation. Claims to have it on his person for an exchange, which would be moronic to say the least. So I anticipate some sort of struggle, but I do intend to find the information that I seek. If he knows what I'm looking for, and he knows what this is, and not to say that he has one, he knows something, and I know that they're out there. So I'm going to get the information one way or another, and I can pay you for your assistance. I can pay you more if you don't ask any more questions about it.
Oog, I've got a question for you. Out of character,
Well, he's not going to pay you anymore now, is he?
is what Cassandra said, the way she said it, is the Oathbow legend common enough that I would...
Yeah, absolutely. It's like it's founded this Imperium. Like, it's one of the most iconic things in the world. It's like asking a Christian if he knows what the cross is, type deal. Like, it's the most...
It's like...
everyone knows it.
It's the
founded
symbol
the
of the
Imperium.
man who founded the Imperium.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
It's the Excalibur of this Camelot.
It's the Excalibur. Absolutely, absolutely.
In that case, how interested would my Dracolich patron be in that? Assuming it was the one you suggested, because I don't...
It's a powerful... Oh, very, very, very so much so. For the symbolic and the symbolic irony that it would kind of bring in if used appropriately, that alone would have a lot of appeal for the particular individual, which will again, we should try to get another day for like a discussion, get some questions going and stuff for all like the proper nouns and stuff.
I have slightly more time available today. This was a very bad week. I had several
No worries.
breakdowns with things.
You're all good. But yeah.
Walter's gonna step out of the shadow slightly. And again, his face is gonna look a little wrong, probably closer to the way Tess looks when she's hungry. Just sort of that like pale, more corpse-like expression. And he comes off a little threatening, I think, more than he means to. And he sort of growls out, "Are you hunting dragons? Or prestige?"
Seemed like a pointed question. You're asking me if I'm hunting for dragons? No.
any issues with others doing so.
What individuals decide to throw their lives away for is not my concern. If you wish to fell a dragon, there are plenty of them to the north. Be my guest. It's not my problem.
I know well enough. I think more left. Gold is good, sure. But if I do this job, I think I'd like the opportunity to offer a partnership. And he's going to stretch out his hand to you for a possible handshake. And it definitely, like, flickers phantasmally. Like, it's definitely see-through as it passes to the light for a second.
To be clear on the terms, you intend to accept my proposal in exchange for discussions of a potential partnership afterwards, at no cost to me.
And like a good deal for me, does it, Morloft?
Seems hard to turn down, which is why I'm suspicious of it, but those are your terms. I can promise a conversation.
I like suspicious. Makes you more trustworthy. And he shakes your hand.
Her glove's wet.
And I think his hand doesn't feel normal.
Great. Maybe you don't feel her glove's wet. Her glove's wet.
I
Rose
think
closes her hand and kind of.
this is just two freaks in a dark alleyway shaking
Yeah,
hands.
just shaking hands. Such a
Are
weirdo.
you also freaky
Two
hands?
badass hands.
I also have freaky hands.
I have weird hands too.
I do gross things with these, but not like that. There's more, I'm definitely not evil hands. Sure, anyways. You seem to have found my house, and you wandering around at night, and based on the state of your being, I presume you've nowhere to stay. I don't want to go through the trouble of hunting you down again, and we leave fairly early, so feel free to stay here.
Yeah. He picks up his pack that was behind him, which, even though he said he had a room at an inn, and he definitely does, I think he just has so little at the moment that he just travels with all of his shit. Partially soldier habit, and I think you can immediately tell from the way it's packed. This is a man who's used to being on like a military campaign. Like the bag is packed in such a way where like the bedroll's easily accessible. There's definitely a tent attached to it, but like the tent is not as easily pulled off as just like, all right, it's kit time.
Easy enough. But whenever she had to go out before, on her way to find someone, she went to like mail, however that works, to mail off that letter to Artemisia.
Yeah, you could find a messenger to get that sent pretty easily.
Cool.
Service charge though, just costs you about silver piece.
Sure.
But Tiddles, when you were leaving the academy, around 4 o'clock in the afternoon, did you do anything else with the rest of your day before it got to this hour, late night hour?
I think he is, for a while throughout the day, he's like, I'm not gonna call her. She should call me. But once it gets like late, he's gonna be like, damn it. And then he's gonna head towards Tessa's place.
So maybe just a little. Oh, you might have gotten there while she was out. Actually, that's even more fun. You do. You arrive. It's like 9 p.m. and you there. No sign of anyone. Marjolaine, you're in the house right now. You're just getting your stuff set up. You're getting like your area decorated, getting your life style set up in this new empty room that you've been given. What are you doing, tell us, as you arrive at the house?
I think he's gonna be polite. Normally, I assume he would probably just knock and then try to open it at the same time, but it's probably never opened. But now he'll knock and like even take a step back from the door to be polite.
Marjolaine, you hear knock at the door. Just you here though.
That's okay. Marjolaine is probably has like paint all over herself. She's found a sheet that was maybe over some of the unused furniture, and she just sort of walks over to the door and pushes it open. Hi. Hi.
Hi. You live here now?
I was told I could. Are you gonna stay?
Probably not. I just
Oh,
is Tess around?
no.
Do you think I could come in?
Please.
Yeah, he enters and I think he sees you covered in paint and he's a little surprised. He's like, don't you want to clean that off?
I'm not done yet. But I will after. It's important.
Okay.
Did you have plans?
Have you ever killed anyone before?
Yes.
Did you feel bad about it?
No. It was for a purpose. That's why it's okay.
Well, when I shot Tess, there was a purpose, but I still feel bad.
When did you shoot Tess?
Earlier, you were there. With the
Okay.
magic. Do you not remember? He pulls out the gun and he like does the same kind of look. This.
Sometimes we can't remember all of the wonderful things that happened to us. That's okay.
It literally, like, earlier today. Do you forget
It's
most
okay
things
if
most
sometimes
days?
you don't remember.
Yeah. That's fine. That's just something that happens.
Yeah.
Do you remember Tess?
Of course.
Okay.
She says all those funny things.
Do you remember what happened in that cave? What was said?
Of course. Well, I've only been to some of them.
Of course.
Did you?
Do you know when she's gonna be back?
She didn't say, but we have something important to do, and we're preparing. Preparing is important.
Do you need
Were you
help
going
preparing?
to help?
Is that part
Yeah,
of the
I was about to say. Yeah.
Okay.
Did you want to help?
Sure. How can I help?
Do you know? You seem to be more focused on the arcane, but do you know the spell that allows you to receive a message? I don't know who you'd receive a message from.
No.
Come, I'll show you. And she grabs one of your hands.
Okay.
Come on. And she'll lead you into the room.
Yeah, he's like
Very-
reaching up as high as he can, being led.
Where she has her whatever sheet pinned to the wall covered in paints. She says, wait. I have to grab these. And she ruffles around in her bag and pulls out 2 resin sealed eyeballs. She says, tomorrow at midday, we have to do something important. And if you're going to help, then you should also know. and
Uh-huh.
this is not. Anyways, she's gonna take a minute to cast augury
Oh.
using the eyes as a 25 gold piece material. Do you know this one?
No, I don't.
You notice her eyes are beginning to glow blue.
Yeah, I think he's like trying to predict what spells she's doing as she's like casting it. He's trying to run through and just to prove to himself that he knows it, even or like so he can dismiss it or something.
Well, you can make a. If you try to identify the spell, you can make a. Does this exist on the arcane spell list? I don't know if it does.
I think it's would be
Augury?
divine.
Augury?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it's in arcane too.
Is it?
Isn't it?
Maybe. I don't think so.
Augury 5e. If it is, you can use Arcana. If not, you have to use Religion.
Here, I got you. Cleric, Knowledge Domain,
Just
Oath
cleric?
of the Open Sea.
Yep, just clear.
Just
Yeah.
Cleric. Yep. So
Cleric
no,
and
yeah, you
Oath
have to
of the
make
Open Sea
a.
Paladin.
You have to make a Religion check. You don't fucking know shit about shit.
Shit about shit. I think that's a little frustrating
There's my
for him,
boy.
but
He's back.
he's hiding it.
Those twos on intelligence check. There he is. You're not all lost.
Please. He's still in there somewhere. And so is the Red Shadow. So as the your eyes begin to glow blue, so too do the resin eyes. You begin to feel a space in your mind, a space for knowledge. What will it be about?
Arjelin is wondering if she should take the time to prepare her weapons and armor for tomorrow.
So, what will happen if you do prepare your like how it'll go if you prepare the weapons and armor?
Yes.
Wheel.
Yeah. What would the eyes do in case of a wheel? The eyes roll to look straight upward, or no, the straight. Yeah, they roll the straight upwards. Oh look, it's good. We need to prepare to fight something tomorrow.
Okay.
What do you need to do to prepare?
Uh,
I'm prepared, so I can help you.
just get a good 8 hours.
Oh. Okay.
And then I can, like, shoot him with lightning or something.
Wow. That'd be pretty cool.
I mean, do you need help preparing?
Do you want to help me? Well, Tess gave me this, and she pulls out the deployable greatsword.
Too
Oh.
late.
What? That's so stupid.
You can add your proficiency. You can add your proficiency to the roll, but it's, what would that be?
11.
It'd be
11?
over a 10.
And it's second level spell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
So
may
we
have heard. You may.
12. No.
You may have like vaguely heard of like seers who can like look into the future with
Now
weird
that I
stuff
saw
you
your
don't understand.
eyes roll
context
like
of it.
wheels. I remember this. The wheel spell.
Yeah, I didn't learn that one on purpose. Sucks. Stupid.
Stupid spell.
Stupid spell.
I don't need to know the future. I have other magic.
I am the future.
Yeah, I think Marjoline was going to be creepy, but I like that basically all of us are just aggressively creepy.
Oh, bro. It's just creepy.
I cast ASMR. The ultimate skin crawl. DM, make a wisdom save.
Oh,
Tess gave me this.
there's a dog going nuts in the hall.
It's just. I'd be more prepared if I knew more about it.
What'd she give you in particular?
The deployable greatsword.
Oh, the deployable greatsword. Oh, I know this one. It's when you flick it, it makes a big sword. It's really all there is to it.
Oh. Thanks for letting me know.
We never
So-
really had anyone that could use it that well. We had a friend before, but he preferred not to use this type of thing. But yeah, it would be very good in a pinch.
Oh, so you've known each other for a long time.
A couple of years, yeah.
Oh, that's nice to have friends in the city.
How long have you been in the city?
Maybe a year, just over a year. I haven't been keeping track that well. It's hard sometimes.
But did you need help preparing? Or
Well-
just figuring out this weapon?
Well, now that I know that, I'm just gonna get the rest of my things ready. If you want to help,
Around this time, you hear the door start to rattle open, and Cassandra
somebody's
and
home.
Walter, you two enter into the estate. The other two are upstairs, though, currently, I believe, or in the at least private room.
Well, let's go see who's home.
Yeah, let's. You go first. I don't.
Can I just say that's a wild statement for her to say? Let's go see who's home. No reason to expect it's anyone other than the person who owns the house.
I don't know if Marjorie Galaganagany has put it forward, but she's insane. Her
but it was
brain
like
is
Continuous
non-functional.
glasses. That's wild.
Drops the eyes back into her
She
bag.
clearly
full of
has
shit.
zero concept of object permanence. That's just gone. She has no long-term memory past like 10 minutes.
This is
Everything
getting
between
weird.
like 3 years ago and 10 minutes ago, that whole gap is just gone. She's very unsettling, which is
He's
good.
getting more and more insane. So eventually, he and Marjoline are just going to be on the same level.
Essentially,
yeah.
that's the
No
hope.
sense.
We'll
And
see.
while they're like walking down to meet you guys at the door, Tillis is going. If we see Tess and she starts reaching for me, I think it's because her hands are dirty and she needs your help cleaning them. If you could just like get her hands, grab them.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to clean your
It's so
hands.
important.
Mhm.
Don't let her touch me with those dirty hands. And don't tell her I said that.
I have
Well,
an
you know,
autoimmune disease.
And Marceline will sort of rush to the top of the stairs.
and you see standing there is Sandra, who looks a little better than she was when she left, and behind her, I think Walter, if Walter's coming in.
Coming in.
Hmm.
Walter looks up and goes, you hired a miner as a maid? Very questioningly. The only, like, core memory he has is
Mhm.
aggressively scrubbed his hands for, like, 10 minutes.
Which one of us is the miner, her or me?
I assumed the one who was in the mine with the other miners for a cult meeting.
Okay, just wondering what
We
kind.
were all there.
No, I saw you
I'm-
kill Bird Kid, so I know you're not a miner.
But I am.
Right. Both of them were in the mine.
So were you. I'm not a miner or a maid.
Right.
Well, that, I guess, answers that question.
In any case, we have work tomorrow. Tillis, I found a shard, potentially. Or at least someone who claims to have it. So I'm
That's-
going to either take it from him or take the information from him.
Can I accompany you?
Oh, I was going to make you come with me if I had to. Of course you're coming.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see everyone here is doing well. This looks like a very healthy group. So,
Was it aggressively pale in your death?
this is gonna be great. looking forward to it.
Pick a room, get some sleep. Not mine. And Tessa's gonna just walk past and like slam her door behind her.
Wait.
Yeah.
I think you
Knock,
hear
knock,
like
knock,
an
knock,
inkwell
knock.
shatter against the wall.
Oh, I can fix that. Wait.
On the door.
The door flies open. Just like your face inches from yours. What?
But I look at the shards you have. It would help me prepare.
How so?
Well, sometimes when I see something, I can find it later.
You
I can
have
help.
shards and you keep them here?
There's no need for you to know where they are.
No, I.
In fact, I prefer that you not know how to get them.
In a house
She's
that
talking to
you-
Marjolaine. And then she sees them, she would know how to find them. Tessa's saying, I don't want you to know how to find them. Fuck off.
Well, that's not very good preparation. And if you aren't prepared, then you invite bad omens.
If I somehow lose the shards, it's because I'm dead. And then it doesn't matter.
Well, then when bad things happen, it won't be your fault. Or sorry, it won't be my fault. It will be your fault. Just so you know, then it's fair.
It's fair.
Okay, good night.
Walter's gonna lean down awkwardly to Tilly's and go, just to confirm, she doesn't keep incredibly rare shards of an ancient artifact in a house that she leaves unlocked to go on walks in the middle of the night, right? I don't care where they are. She didn't leave them in the house with just her, right?
When Tess walked past Tillis, he got very nervous and didn't want to, or like almost reflexively reach for his gun. But now that she's gone, he's like twisting his finger. Like it's kind of like his twitch. It's literally twisting his finger on with the ring. And
Yeah,
he's like,
just to describe, I don't know if we ever described that, but like, there's like a ratchet-like shaped ring made of obsidian on Tillis's ring finger, I believe, and it can't be removed, and he can twist it like a joint, all like almost like a fidget spinner. It goes all the way around. It just twists and goes back and forth.
When Tess did walk past, you did hear the squelch of her like clenching her fist at her side. You know, a wet glove.
yeah.
He probably knows what that means.
So he's like, no, yeah, Tess had a plan. I'm
How's
sure they were
Skinny
fine. No one would have gotten to him.
Okay. That's really... I just wanted to confirm that I wasn't signing up for somebody kept shards of an artifact in their house. And he's going to extend his hand, sort of an official greeting this time. Walter.
Tillis will stop twisting, and it's probably not in the right in that frame, and then he'll shake your hand. But he might have a backwards ring finger.
Probably doesn't feel great considering it's probably the same hand that he just shook hands with Tess like a minute ago.
Yeah, he'll
So-
press the digitation immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how incorporeal the hand was, but if it actually touched her glove hand, yeah, it's wet and red.
Yeah.
I think the presentation that you would have learned, because I think Dory would have helped you learn it. It looks like a mini version of the white light. It just like
Yeah.
planes.
That's not very subtle for when he's trying to clean himself, Oog. Unless he just
It's like those like laser etchers.
Guys, clean your shit real
Shakes
quick.
it off. Like takes off some arm hair.
That's why it's not a subtle spell, subtle spell casting.
That's true.
It's a meta
Silky
magic.
smooth.
Otherwise, it's very obvious.
It's like magical nair. It's
Yeah.
just everything is gone.
Walter sees you do that, and he goes, That's a pretty neat trick. Looks a lot cleaner than mine. And he holds up his hand, and he's also casting Prestidigitation to clean his hand. But the horrifying monster that he is now, it's like a bunch of spectral like maggots and grubs that cover everything. Like it come out and just like eat anything dirty, and then fall back in and fade away.
Just remerge with the flesh, like flesh
Pretty much.
maggots. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had the fucking Tom and Jerry type thing where, like, I don't know, a person gets like a pie in the face and their giant mega cartoon tongue comes out and does the full windshield wiper on their face. Fucking tongue comes out of his hand and sucks back in.
I thought you were saying that's your presentation. That's what you do. And you do. That's the one that Tess does.
That's why you guys have never fucking seen her cast it ever. Only behind
She
closed
does it in
doors.
private.
She's like deep sigh and off on the side. It's self-cleaning. I hate it. Fucking
That's pretty
tongue
funny.
hand.
I feel like that's the most cursed version to use to clean up something else.
Yeah.
The ink on a wall, and it becoming.
The only person here who's seen her palm is Tillis. Maybe there is a fucking mouth on it. Who knows? Like the only time he's actually seen her palm is whenever she was trying to fucking kill him. Soul suck him
When it was
in
on his
the
face.
mansion, and he was like, "Oh fuck!" and he had a PTSD attack. Maybe he doesn't remember the mouth.
Well, as you clean up in the way Cassandra canonically does.
Whatever that may be.
We oh, the night. Ooh. The night continues as the most fun sleepover in the world commences between the most normal and well-adjusted individuals the Imperium has ever seen.
Taylor's now is able to stay up to midnight and even to 1 a.m., but then he
1
passes
a.m.
out.
Without
He's like,
Mountain Dew.
He's making progress. He's getting older. It's not nap time at 8.
No, now he can watch South Park.
He's on that
Rick and
Toonami
Morty.
grind now, baby.
He's ready to watch Family Guy. He's good.
No, he's a Rick and Mortier.
Rick and Morty.
He's a real
Yeah.
pickle Rick.
What's the most Nazi cartoon we can think of?
My Little Pony.
True.
Or judging by Discord, any anime.
True. Any anime. That's true.
Any of
What's the one with the little girl fighting for the Germans in World War One?
Exactly. 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 Exactly.
Is she like a fucking wizard or something? Or is she just like a human child?
No, it's fine up. Yeah,
She's
she.
a little girl. She has a gun. So she needs.
Oh,
World War
here-
One German Joan of Arc.
Let me
That's good shit.
find. Yep.
Walk onto my next character. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I'll put this in general so everyone can see. This is a
Excellent.
world released anime.
Oh, look, it's Dillis.
That's Tillis. That's Tillis'
Wait
new
a
work.
second, let me see. Oh, true.
What the this looks like something from Helsing.
Very similar vibes. I believe the plot is this is a like 40-year-old Japanese salaryman who gets killed by a dude he fired, and because he hates God so much, when he dies, God's like, "Fuck you, believe in me," and he goes, "I don't believe you're God." So God reincarnates him into like
A
an
little
old-
girl.
What kind of
World
fucking
War
premise
One.
is that? Who comes up
and it's just
Oh,
like
now you're a little Nazi girl.
business guy fucking dies, and he's like, "But God's not real." And God's like, "You know what? To prove I'm real, you're
I'll make
now
you a little Nazi girl."
in World War One Germany."
except this World War One also has like magic based on divine artifacts.
Oh, but you're a magical girl in Germany. You're
You
fucking.
get magic Nazi
Oh my
powers.
god, you're Panzer
Sick.
Faust Sailor Moon. I love that.
The most fucked up thing is that to use more powerful things, it brainwashes him into like acting more like a really devout little girl. So it's really fucked up. The only reason I know is
Interesting.
This is just
They-
Tillis's whole
huge
character arc.
campaigns for it.
Was this plagiarism, Mook? Did you go for World War One German child
It
with
might
magic
be.
powers? and radical indoctrination.
It's where it all boiled
I
down.
did find a name from. It is good to go to anime for inspiration. My next character is a name taken straight from Team Fight, or not Team Fight Tactics.
Team Fight Tactics.
Final Fantasy Tactics.
The best anime. Team Fight Tactics. Well,
Isn't that the
anyways.
League thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the auto chess game for League. But jumping back into it, the night proceeds. If you all just get settle in for rest, much as you would expect, and eventually morning comes. You can all take your long rest. And you can either, up to you, consume rations, or, you know, if you want, you can just spend the gold, like, daily living cost thing, and just spend a gold and you're good.
I think I'm gonna spend a gold because I think Walter's definitely up first.
Aren't you the kind of warlock who doesn't need to eat?
Not until next level.
Oh, true.
Yep. So
Oh, really? You don't have the eat, drink,
I
breathe
thought that
thing
was
to 6?
early.
That's weird. Yeah, I thought it was.
That's
Uh,
funny.
yeah, which is why he is currently drowning himself with alcohol because it's
Mhm.
still work, and it's going to be a very rude awakening when he suddenly realizes that he can't get drunk at 11.
It's rough.
Yep. But I think Walter's up first, absolutely, and goes out. What is the equivalent of coffee? Is coffee an available
Coffee
drink here?
exists. Yeah.
Okay.
That exists canonically.
He's definitely back with like
Coffee
strong-
was invented in real like time a long time ago too. Like there's like
Yeah,
real
it was-
coffee and versions of
It
coffee.
wasn't like something super available for the
Yeah.
average purchase.
Yeah, exactly. But in a magic world, it is.
Yeah.
It's like kind of expensive though, right?
It's pretty
Based off of
expensive. It
Wednesday?
was. Yeah, I think I actually have let me try. I have a price sheet for literally everything like ever. I think coffee was one of them.
It was pretty expensive based on Wednesday.
And it was pretty expensive,
What
but it does exist.
well, okay, so what would be the equivalent of like the hot morning beverage for the more average person? Like what would the soldiers be drinking?
Probably like
Watermelon
tea.
juice.
Probably watermelon
beer.
juice. Probably tea is probably what you're gonna get for the most part, because that's even better for you than coffee in a lot of cases when it comes to longevity. So
I think he's
Buy some
missing
teas.
coffee, but he's just going and getting some like
you
road-
would have had coffee as like a commander, especially like that would have been like a thing you got really accustomed to.
I
Absolutely.
definitely think I'm missing coffee and I want it, but I also know that like I can't just go get coffee at the moment. So he's just picking up some like roadside tea, and I think he buys ingredients. Like Tessa's place has a kitchen, right?
Yeah, but I think it's completely empty. No, actually, I think if you open the kitchen, whatever goods are there are like they've been there for like I don't know, a couple of
Does it-
years, completely untouched. So anything that perishes is long perished, and anything that doesn't is fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
coffee's like 5 gold for a cup.
Yeah, so I'm gonna not do that. But I'm gonna pick up tea, I think. And what would be the general like breakfast available meats and things?
A lot of sausage, a lot of dried meats in the area, a lot of tack, especially in this particular district. If you're going around the things here, because this district sees a lot of martial use. A lot of like adventurers stay here, especially because of the guild here. The Lucky Drunks Merry Guild of Heroes actually does have a cafeteria, and because it is dedicated to Caden as well, they serve a bunch of like alcohol and like food there as well. And there's a lot of like bar pub food that you would expect to find in like really like the pub food that you would find in like ancient Mediterranean climate. So you get a lot of like hummus spreads and stuff like that, as well as a lot of meat, kebab meats and etc. etc.
Souvlaki, that sort of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think what he actually does is he grabs some tea and he grabs not hardtack, but like cornbread or whatever sort of available on the streets.
Yeah.
And then some sausages and some dried meat.
I like to think they have those Roman stamped bread that they put the stamp
Yeah.
of the bread maker on. Yeah.
He grabs some of that, some sausages, probably some potatoes, things of that nature. And I think he's
Oh,
gonna.
I think I heard they have Roman hot pocket or Greek hot pockets. So one of the two existed back in the day, which is essentially what it was. So you can get one of those too.
I
if you
think he's
want.
cooking. I think what he's gonna do, and
Pockets are
like cooking's a strong term, but I think he's making like a soldier's hash breakfast,
Yeah.
just because that's basic for him. And so you guys will wake up to the smell of tea and like a pot hash.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Also, definitely at least 2 of the teas have some brandy in them because he poured brandy into one of them for himself and then forgot which one it was, so he just added it to another one.
To another one. Yeah.
What? No apron?
He just looks down and looks back up at you. You didn't have an apron.
Fair enough. I'll buy you one. We can make it part of the deal. She's gonna, I guess, grab a bite.
Yeah. Breakfast is served.
It's
Pick up
probably
one of the teas. Nope. And then get the number one.
it's probably passable. Not like great food, but if you're a soldier, this is like primo chow.
Yeah. It's tasty. It's salty. It gets your energy flowing as you eat. Tillis, were you sleeping here, or did you go back to the?
Tillis was sleeping here, and just to say it now, even though it didn't matter, he definitely barred his door with the immovable rod that he went back into the Oasis and got.
Just so you confirm, we went back and got that.
Yeah, Ook
Ooh,
said
Rod.
it, and now it's canon. So if he takes it away from me, it's kind of bullshit.
That is kind of lame.
Yeah, if I leave it somewhere else and I don't have it again, it's kind of also bullshit.
But I
Oh,
don't. I don't leave it here. I take it down when I wake up. Ook. By the way, do I sense gunpowder?
No.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Do you have gunpowder in your house? Just chilling?
I don't know. Probably not.
Okay, well then, why'd you act so surprised then? Really?
Does it
No
detect-
gunpowder?
does it detect expired gunpowder?
Usable gunpowder is gonna be the definition there.
I feel
That
like
can
the
be used
Morlocks
for
are so
gunpowder.
like averse to like common problems that can just be solved by like a decent application of money. That no, of course we don't like start a fire in the fireplace like normal.
We
with
just
magic.
throw
It's
a
lot
keg of
exertion.
gunpowder.
Yeah, they have like fucking fire starters. It's like a cap gun type thing on a stick. You just boom.
But
lights
yeah,
up.
you would see a little bit of these little Morloff contraptions that have a little bit of
Well,
gunpowder
now
on them.
Explode.
Yeah.
More loft.
All of them.
Gunpowder.
Great, you've started 6 fireplaces. Place is very toasty.
Yeah.
But yeah, they'll come down for dinner or breakfast.
Absolutely. And the smell of the salty meats and other accoutrement is making your belly grumble. But
It's a
you
classic
all,
human breakfast.
yeah, classic. That is a classic human Imperium made breakfast. Homegrown.
My compliments to the human.
He just blinks at you, which I guess is more of a wink considering one of his eyes is covered, but it's just a slow blink. He doesn't know if that's a compliment.
Walter, please contain yourself as a child.
He's gonna be a little concerned and probably prestidigitation his food.
You might die. It's not poison. Slow wink.
Do you often wake up with the sun, Walter?
Every day. Usually before.
Oh, well. It's nice to wake up with the sun.
There's actually 3 suns.
With the suns.
Which
Is
one?
Dew god of all of the suns, then?
Yep.
Okay.
Is the whole world just like super toasty then if it's got 3 suns?
They're all relatively close together.
So
When you
there
look
is-
up, it makes this like big triangle, like a ball of like light shining at you when you look up at it.
So is there a day where it's essentially like a magnifying glass, and there's just like a
And there's like a big beam of light that strikes down in the sky and kills somebody? Yeah, like it's a random place gets nuked. Yes.
I love that.
See.
See,
See?
global steel wind strikes. Nothing personal, kid.
But as you finish your breakfast, the day is ultimately up to you what you're doing with.
When is the job?
They said it's at a river just outside of town about midday. So, based on, I don't know, travel conditions or something, we should probably leave soon. But in any case, once we establish who the individual is that I'm brokering a deal with, who claims to have a shard of my prize that I seek, regardless of whether or not he has it, I'm going to find out what he knows. So, if violence does break out in any capacity, don't kill him.
Of course not.
Though, if you do, don't injure his head.
It's okay. We won't have to. And if we do,
Right.
I can help him.
Well, whatever. If you intend to kill him, decapitate him and keep the jaw intact.
I don't think.
Oh, to talk to the corpse. Got it.
Audrelin, didn't you work on your weapons? Isn't that probably will fight?
Of course. Of course. You don't. If you need something from someone, generally, you don't have to kill them. Depending on what you need.
What if we? Well, you're right. We don't have to kill him.
If you carry
As
a
long as he
weapon,
doesn't make us.
you're ready to use it to kill.
Though,
You guys
to
get
be
through this whole
clear,
map, right?
Narrow view.
Okay.
to be clear, this individual does not leave until I'm satisfied.
Tess, did you do the thing with these two?
No, it's not my place. It's his. It's not yours either.
Tillis had 2 gold in hand, but he will slip it back into his pocket.
Do not
Mhm.
besmirch his
Oh.
name by taking his station.
He would want us to do it.
It's not yours to presume that. None of us truly know what he would have done. He's unpredictable. He's a
Okay.
wild
Nature,
card. He's
that
a
one.
maverick.
All right, well,
I'll be right back.
you guys aren't
Though,
necessarily part
if
of
this
the crew
goes
yet.
well, I'll humor the idea and perhaps we could visit the bungalow.
Okay, good. That's all I'm saying.
Hey,
How
I'm here
cold you would even
about.
think of giving out the pieces yourself.
I'm hearing you guys whisper about doing a thing with us, and then you mentioned a bungalow. You lead a cult. This isn't a weird like sex thing, isn't it? Like he's a kid.
Not in this game.
That's a side campaign. Unironically, but no.
Okay. Again, good. It's just wanted to be clear. Kind of feel like
If this
I'm
goes well and you make it to the bungalow, you'll know more. Then I'll tell you everything.
Walter kind of pulls a face where he's like, "That seems way too convenient. Feel like I'm about to get stabbed again." Like whatever that facial expression is, that's exactly the one he has.
So,
Stay on edge. Stay alert. Never let them know your next move.
that's much too far. Hang on. It's not 80 miles away. Be there by midday tomorrow.
Fucking trucking up and get moving, shitheads.
We gotta go.
Let's meet him at a place tomorrow at mid-noon. It's a 3-day travel.
It's a 3-day.
Have my car
So,
ready.
sorry, I know it's the only progress we've made in 3 years. We tried.
We got you
Bye.
the information. What do you want?
I don't know, teleport or something stupid.
Figure it out, idiot.
You're gonna get
No,
like,
it's a much
carried away
much
by
more.
shouting it. Tomorrow.
tomorrow. No. It's just a short 20-mile jaunt.
That's most of a day's travel, right?
Still a little ways away. You may have needed to leave a little earlier
Oh, we all have
to get there
we
by
have
midday.
mounts. We have.
I think everyone has a mount but Walter.
Well, I guess you're staying behind on this one, Walter.
Remember,
As
if you make
all-
it to the bungalow, I'll teach you everything. Bye.
As you guys all mount up, Walter goes.
Marjolaine mounts up too?
I mean, if my horse didn't get dispelled,
Well,
it wasn't in the room.
sure. We haven't seen. Have we seen the horse?
I haven't described it, but it's been in the
She
background.
had a horse until that scene in the tower of her mentioning talking to a horse.
Yeah, me neither. So we'll.
But didn't she ride the horse over to the tower? Didn't you say that?
I figured we were all riding because
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
We weren't with Volker.
you summon your horse forth. Tell us what that looks like.
I think it looks like the absolute plainest gray, white spotted
It's a horse. What do you want from me? Ooh.
You know what a horse
very
looks like, don't you,
horsey.
fool?
Relatively
Absolutely.
large, 4 legs. There's hair in places.
About 10 hands.
And it
2
has
to 4
no
legs.
toes.
A horsepower of roughly
toes
one
anywhere.
horse.
It's a 2-legged horse. It's like an ostrich with the
1.5
horses.
horsepower on a good day.
You know, I think it really looks like the plainest horse. It's like a gray with white spot, pink nose. It probably looks oddly like unweathered for a horse that obviously gets ridden around.
I need art
Um,
flow for horses.
Horse flow.
Horse flow.
Go to Artflow and then for your prompts type in a horse.
Horse.
See what spits out.
Uh,
It'll be too sexy.
Oh, it's so sexy.
That horse is giving me fuck me eyes. I
Turn
don't
the
know how to
goblin
feel.
slider up on the horse, make a goblin horse. Anyways,
the saddle and saddlebags it has are probably look like decent quality leather, but on the saddlebags definitely has a on one side the symbol of dew, and the other side probably something traditionally like an Olvestian, I guess a contemptor sort of symbol.
What is the symbol of doom?
it is a big great club. I actually
Also, I did
have
actually
it
just art flow
somewhere.
a horse, and it manages to just output this guy. This man is apparently a horse. I literally just typed in a horse. Okay, art flow, whatever. Weird
Hmm.
fetishism going
I
on.
actually had some like
Really?
basic rendition versions of them somewhere, but I don't remember where. Like I actually drew out these symbols at some point in my life. That was so long ago. I don't remember where.
I put in gross horse, and this is what it produced. So
That's sick as hell,
I grew up
dude.
on a horse farm. That's a horse.
Um,
I'm not sure why the horse is quite so elven.
But just to give you a normal description of it, the symbol of dew is a spiked club standing vertical in front of a portcullis filled with red swirls over a black background. It's a club, swirly portal behind it, etc. Black and red themed. Yep. And the contemptors use a combination of the three symbols. It's like an amalgamation of the three, and that becomes the symbol of the contemptors. Which, yeah, the symbols of Ari is just a black swirl and a blue circle, which is easy to incorporate. And the followers of On, their symbol is a gigantic brown tree carved into a circle pattern. So yeah, pretty standard iconography stuff. Et cetera.
Oh fuck! God damn! I'm sorry. Behold, a horse. What the fuck?
That's good.
Oh man.
These are some special horses.
Oh fuck me! That's
Some
the
good
horse,
horses.
all right.
That's some good horses.
Oh god, I'm crying. I swear I was paying attention, but also doing that.
Well,
Oh
your
god.
horse is summoned, and well, Walter, you seem horseless.
Kill me.
I have a steed, but it might be better to call for it outside of the city.
You know what? I'm actually somewhat excited to see what comes from that. I've never seen someone speak of their horse so ominously, especially given my horse.
What's her horse like? That
Fucking jacked. Like, as a horse goes, this is a fucking jacked horse. Completely, like, it's armored,
Looks kind of
right?
like this, but it has a. It is wearing a what I call a Waffenfrock, but apparently that's not the real term. But
Horse cape.
it's the horse cape, yeah, and it's wearing the horse covering. It's like a blanket, like large covering that has the symbol of Callistria inscribed in like a silvery colored pattern, and it is mostly decorative. It doesn't really have like armored pieces on it as much as it's mostly just the decorative pieces that aren't very protective, stuff like that.
And it's very scarred. Like, his horse
Yeah.
is covered in, like, scars and
Which you'd have to lift up. You'd
Healed
have to
up
lift the
wounds.
cape to see, but yeah, like its legs and its body are scarred and
stuff.
wounded, and yeah, like has like it looks like it's been through a lot of physical trauma, and it's also quite jacked. It's very muscular for a horse.
It probably has, like, I don't know, some fur or like a limb sticking out of like the corner of its mouth from breakfast.
Yeah, its teeth they have a noticeably like red staining to them.
Walter visibly like softens the same way people do when they see like a puppy.
Yeah, don't look at him like that. That happened once before, and the individual lost twice. Don't pet the horse.
Should be careful. The horse is also a heathen, as you can see.
Lots of heathens around.
Also, I'm fairly certain, it's been 3 years, but I'm still not quite sure. I'm pretty sure this horse speaks common. So, be careful what you say to the horse, because it's vindictive and will eat you.
It's a good looking horse.
It's a good boxing horse as well. I
Juke,
saw it take down a half ogre. Half ogre?
Ogrelon, same thing.
I don't know how a horse can box, but I kind of want to see it now.
You don't want to find out. Well, unless, you know, hey, maybe if this deal goes sideways, you'll have a chance. No, but I need his skull intact.
Walter's gonna try and head out of the city just before you guys, if you're still getting ready, so that because I'm assuming it'll take him slightly longer to get out of the city than you will on horseback.
Yeah. So taking some time, you get ahead of the bunch, and it takes a little extra time in this method, but you all meet up. And what mount are you riding? What are you sporting when they arrive?
As Walter, you guys come upon Walter as he's sort of standing outside the city off the side of the road, and he holds up fingers to his mouth and whistles, and the whistle like echoes for about a minute, and then you hear clopping, but it's a very like wet clopping, and you watch as sprouting out of the earth in front of him let me just post this. What channel should I post this in? force
As
move.
long as it's not.
I
an
think you
image
can
of wet
drag
clogging.
and I think you can drag and drop it into the chat log of the game. Theoretically.
No way. Really?
Think you can. I got the
If I
chat
can drag
images.
this horse thing into that, that changes the game. It does! Look at my boy!
No, I don't have to look at my other screen. I can be focusing on the
actually
game
can.
screen.
That's so good!
Oh no.
No, gross.
Yeah. So
Looks like roadkill.
that's what it starts out as it sort of like pieces itself together, and then eventually it goes more ethereal as he touches it, and it looks like I have to move this to a different window to get this.
I do think that uploads an image each time you put one in there, and I'll clear them out because I think I have. They go to a folder, but like,
Eventually,
get
it
this
becomes-
horse out of here.
oh yeah, file uploaded to assets.
No, you're all good. I'm talking about Matt.
He keeps deleting my boy.
He keeps deleting my boy.
I worked really hard on it.
Yeah, so it definitely shows up as this like horrific bone thing, and seems very upset until it approaches Walter, and he stretches his hand out onto it, and it touches it. It becomes more spectral. He's casting Phantom Steed.
Nice.
And it appears ready to be.
And so you do this in front of all of us?
Yes.
Okay. Marshall is throwing salt at your fancy. Walter, I'm sorry. This is a ghost, and they're not allowed to be here.
Horse is eating the salt.
I fucking hate that you have salt.
This is unnatural. The salt does not seem to be affecting the seed, I imagine.
No,
The seed's not actually a ghost, right?
it's not actually a ghost. Correct.
The quasi-real horse-like creature.
Quasi-real horse-like creature.
Summoned by wet clopping. What is that I hear? The sound of majesty coming my way?
You should be.
Let me really ASMR this on my mic.
As you say she shouldn't be
careful.
here, Walter turns a very withering glare on you, and he says very slowly, "This is Viara. She's a good girl. Be nice to Viara."
She's certainly an interesting aesthetic. I like
You
it.
should be very careful.
With Phantom Steed only lasts an hour, but it only take you 2 hours to get there, so it would only be like 2 hours and 22 minutes for the double ritual cast. Assuming that's how you're doing it.
Get ritual cast?
If you're a certain kind of
I think
warlock,
it's a book.
Oh yeah,
Warlock.
default warlock can't.
I do not think I get ritual casting.
oh,
No,
then you
you
might have to spend 2 spell slots for both Phantom Steeds to get there. It's gonna be 2 hours, or you can take 1 hour there and then get there in like
Or if you ask me
4
nicely,
hours
I'll
total.
allow you to ride bitch on Zach.
I mean, I think if we ride straight through, would we get there an hour before the meetup?
If you ride and you rode the entire time, it takes 2 hours and 20 minutes to get there, more give or take. If you ride halfway there and then walk the rest at like walking speed, it's going to be about 4 hours to get there total.
What time are we leaving is my question.
Good question. Right now, I assume 8:20 in the morning.
So if we ride straight through, it takes 2 hours, right?
2 hours ish, yeah.
A little over 2, yeah.
Little change, yeah.
I mean, that's what Walter was counting on, because he could just, if we're waiting around for an hour anyways, he's gonna get them.
You can rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So you ride through. It takes about 2 hours, but eventually you come across to the near the meeting spot where you hear a loud whack that echoes throughout the trees and rustles leaves right here. Whack, whack, whack. It's massively like echoing through the brush line, and you start to get a little closer, and you see in the dirt there is an armored guard that has been stomped by like what looks like a duck footprint and has been squashed into the ground. It is a massive. It is the. Well, I'll just kind of show you as you kind of get a good view. You like peek over and you see this giant duck right over there. Whack.
Oh, son of a bitch.
It's a big duck.
Oh my
And-
god.
Oh
It's crushed.
shit!
That guard right there doesn't even notice you. It's bathing in the water. Its mouth is like drenched in blood, and it's like dipping into the water to kind of clean itself, and it's preening its feathers.
You're kidding me.
Walter just quietly says, "That could feed a legion for a week."
Tell us, was this you? Or that fucking wizard?
Whack.
He didn't talk about sending big ducks. Haven't.
He would brag about this, so
Probably
I'll assume
would.
that it wasn't him.
Wow.
Wow.
So I feel like he would choose something other than a duck if he was gonna make it big.
No, it
No,
could be a
that
duck.
seems his type of humor.
What mount you feeling today, Tillis? You the lion out?
Yeah, lion, baby.
The lion.
And I'll get you a
Let's
horse
go.
one. Actually, I'll get you a normal horse right now. For now.
I'm sorry that my character voice isn't so different from my regular voice today. I get some acid burns on my vocal cords this morning.
We'll use this
Oh.
one to represent. Oh no. We'll use this one to represent your skeletal. That'll be the skeletal horse. Just represent that one. And this one for now will be your horse, Marjolin.
Jolene. Holegne.
So yeah, the horse gang. Which I'll make proper tokens for the other mounts soon. But anyways. Whack. Whack, 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 whack. Quack. Back to the roleplay. Quack, 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 quack. Quack. Quack.
You think they arrived early?
These, can we see these? I assume that we can based on the tokens. These corpses,
Yep.
is there anything identifying about them? Do these seem to be Imperium people?
No, these are like mercenaries for sure. They're just wearing like a spiky metal armor that looks like it has no identifying markers. Just like private guards.
So let's do your thing to feel magic. We're here for the shard.
All right. I'll need 10 minutes, but I can do it. And then we'll do a ritual cast of Detect Magic.
10 minutes.
Yeah.
Eventually, a few minutes in, the duck gets bored of preening. It's clean, starts to like, flap up, fly into the air, and goes up about 30 feet. Flies in the air, looks around, sees you guys.
Oh shit.
Wait,
which is the violent ones?
I need everyone to roll initiative.
Wait, which ones are violent? Geese or mallards? Oh shit!
I think the duck's coming right for us.
Look,
I've heard
it's,
dragons before, but this is ridiculous.
it's quacking. It's about to get.
Fuck.
Whoa, you were so ready to fight this duck.
Oh my god. Marjolaine sees a duck. Walter and Marjolaine are like a duck.
Oh,
My mortal enemy.
oh,
This means war.
oh, weird.
Only 18.
I fucked up your initiatives. I have to. We set them manually. I fucked them up. It's my fault.
Daz wasn't ready
Tess is
for
too
the
busy
duck.
wondering if it was geese or mallards that are dangerous.
Walter's at 23.
I'm stunned.
23. And Marjolaine is at 18. Boop. There we go. So, as the duck flies viciously towards you, well, if you guys want, it's like right at our time, but if you want, we can do a few rounds of the Mega Duck combat.
Sure.
I kind of want to do a couple of rounds.
Yeah, because we didn't get any combat last time, so I kind of was like, come see what everyone can do with their new characters a little bit. So why not against a Mega Duck? Walter,
If I
You're
have
the first to
leave,
see the Mega Duck.
I'll just throw it to Mook and he can control Tess.
sure thing. Won't go on more than like a round or two.
How does movement work in this? Oh, it's like that. Okay.
Yeah, and it
measures.
should keep track of your movement when you drag and drop. It should keep track of all the movement you've done this round.
The Walter's going to move up in between the bushes here because I don't think he's stupid enough to move all the way up, but he's striding forward in front of everyone because he's a frontliner. And as he does so, as he moves past everyone, two things happen. He's using his action to cast Mage Armor per his invocation, which slowly, sort of these spectral pieces of like plate armor begin to slowly appear on him, building themselves piece by piece as a helm like forms up around him and clamps down, and his shield comes out, and in his left hand, where he has had no weapon this entire time, his whole arm drops down like it's holding something very heavy, and you hear his elbow like snap straight, and something grinds across the ground as he pulls up, and it's this like bloody battle axe that then cleans itself as it manifests in his hand, and he is now the pure image of like a heavily armored warrior, based on nothing but the sheer like willpower of I used to be a warrior, then I died, fuck you, I came back.
Yeah. Alright, that's very cool. And the Imperium takes a lot of the armor designs from like hoplites of the time period, so you get a lot of that ridged helmet with like a lot of times,
Fucking dude in
especially
a
if it's an officer's
skirt,
helmet, you get a
baby.
lot of the you get a lot of the
War skirt.
absolutely.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, is that
This is more
anything else for
fun.
your turn there?
No, that would be the end of my turn because I've used my action, my bonus action.
Gotcha. Tillies.
Oh, titties. Okay. Well, I'm not casting Detect Magic because I want to do other things. And then I'm going to move. I'm going to move my whole little crew. Oh, damn. Maybe I won't be able to do that. Wait, I can. Oh, it's not keeping track of the movement, though.
You know.
Probably because my lion's not in combat. Okay.
Oh, true.
Damn. Okay, wait.
See if it does now.
Okay, that's
Oh,
like
the
40
lions.
feet. Okay. I got 50. Is this bush like completely covering, or can I still see? Still have vision of the big duck. Is that true in game 2?
Yeah, if you can see the duck, you can see the duck.
Okay, that's true. True
One,
words.
it's fucking huge, and two, it's up
Yeah.
in the air.
Yeah.
Oh, it's in the air. Okay, great.
Great. If
It's
you
flying.
can see the duck, you can see the duck.
All right. Well, we can see the duck for sure. So we are going to. We know what works against birds, don't we? It's
Bardic.
Aether
Now's the time
Lance.
for the amulet.
Oh wait, no, I can't reach. Okay, well then that doesn't reach ducks, but we know what does reach ducks, don't we? It's lightning bolt.
Make him crispy.
So we are shooting lightning from the duck, or towards the duck.
The mega duck fails. And apparently your owl does too.
Oh, the owl's fine. I don't shoot the owl.
Incinerated instantly.
Throw it in the way.
It was in the way. Yeah, the Mega Duck takes the full brunt
Which is not
of the
very
24
much.
points of lightning damage, and it just kind of ruffles its feathers and the sparks fly off. It doesn't look too bothered, but it does seem singed. Looks angrily at you now. The Mega Duck's eye are keenly focused on the lightning bolter.
Well, that is all I have. That is my turn.
Okay, Marjolaine, it's your turn.
Foul beast. I will. Right. I can't move my horse, but it doesn't matter. We're not gonna be very close. We will ride slightly closer, and as we ride, Marjolaine will haul a spear with her Spear sling. At the duck.
Or what? Excuse me? Oh, okay.
My horse would probably have dissolved by now.
Bro.
I don't know if it hit or not. 15.
15 does hit. Did it not work when you drag and dropped it?
Yeah.
Weird. That might not work anymore. Fuck with that. But does hit, so go roll damage.
Yeah.
Here's my horse for now. Now you should be able to control that one.
Super. Great.
6
The
points of
spear-
damage as the dart sticks into the flesh of the duck.
And I don't quite understand. So because this is like a thrown weapon, can I use extra attack to make another attack
Yes.
with this? Okay, cool. So
As long
quickly,
as it doesn't have the loading property, then yep.
Correct.
sounds good. Come on, weapon. So I load another one. Excellent.
Oh, another one.
And this one, I will. You see the spear sort of blaze into red light as it smites that duck.
Wait, that duck.
That
Oh,
duck.
that
smite
duck.
that duck. The duck is smote as the reddish energy bursts in the duck's chest. It lets out a louder quack.
Second level
pain.
duck smite.
Ooh, the duck's showing some signs of damage now. It looks a little injured. Quack.
Obligatory, is this duck an undead or a fiend?
No.
Are
Quack.
you sure?
Quack.
I mean, if it was a
It's
goose, it would be infernal.
That's true.
Pretty fiendish.
Ducks are abyssal.
And as a bonus action, I will. Je dirais dire les mots en céleste. Et everybody. I think everyone's at fucking 60 feet. Oh, maybe not Tilly's. I can't see Tilly's. Anyways, if Tilly's is within 60 feet, everybody has advantage of their next attack roll or ability check.
He is. All right, it's gonna be Cassandra.
Sweet.
You should be able to control Zach if you're on him.
Yeah. No, I think whenever we got here, she would have like dismounted off of Zach, because it's probably rude to talk to people on horseback.
Mhm.
The two dead mercenary things, they just look like straight up like armed mercenaries, yeah.
Yeah, and they're crushed.
Okay. Yeah, she's going to move over here and like climb up into the tree.
Okay, this tree goes up about 15 feet. So you
Cool. I can
add
get
15.
over here. I don't know where the trunk of this thing is. If like here
Right,
and then
there's
15
a
feet up.
tree here, and there's a tree trunk here.
Okay, so then to here and then 15 feet up because I have 35 feet of movement, but I can't physically paste my token there.
There you go.
And then and looking around to see if there's anyone else around. I don't think so. Right. The duck's still flying, right?
Correct.
Right. Best of luck. I'm going to try to make the duck really depressed. Because it doesn't require a person. It's just a creature, which is pretty... I want to make the duck depressed. Wisdom save. DC 16.
It quack. It's gonna use one of its legendary resistances.
No.
I was like,
succeed.
fine. I can actually do something to non-human. God damn it. Saving throws. Okay. Well,
Oh, I forgot this duck has legendary actions. Hang on. Well, it's fine. We'll just say he's too busy flying in. Quack.
resilient duck. Okay, yeah, I don't have the bonus action thing. Yeah, that's it.
Legendary quack that does thunder damage.
Quack. All right. At the end of your turn, it's going to use a legendary action to fly.
Have the Pirates of the Caribbean thing.
And
Lands in the
land.
ship.
Is it stomps here? Well, they use legendary action to move, so I can't do its other thing. But that's his turn. Turn time. Time for its turn.
Whoa.
Whoa. He is going to go ahead and make.
I forgot to roll Zach.
I don't know what that was. It was scary. That's okay. He doesn't need to be in the initiative, like number-wise. He just kind of is a mount right now. But he is.
What, he's gonna eat this thing.
He
Zach's
might,
gonna fuck
that's
this thing
true.
up.
He might just go and start attacking on his own if you left him untied. So he is going to. Actually, I'm gonna move this. Ooh, there we go. He is going to go ahead to make a beak attack against. Modulin.
Actually, I do have to go. I'm gonna hand off my shit to Mook.
Sure thing. We'll probably end at the end of this round.
Well, you guys have a good one. I'll see you guys next week.
See
No,
you
break.
not next week. Next week's break.
No, next week.
Oh yeah.
Next. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
One after. See you guys in
absolutely.
2 weeks.
See you then.
Have a good
Yeah.
one, guys.
The worst.
Enjoy the duckening.
They do.
Okay. So the duck bites down into you and cuts you with its serrated duck teeth for 10 points of damage there, Marjolaine, and I think it applied to you.
Is it magical?
It is not considered magical.
Okay, reduce it by 4, please.
Oh, you can just add 4 hit points to yourself then.
Cool.
We should be able to get you a damage resistance thing. I can do that.
Yeah, we probably should have
between
to put
the game.
formula. or the
Yeah,
right
I just gotta
armor
put
on them.
the exactly. It's easy to do. We'll do that after the game, which is right about now, anyways, because we have gotten the duck to it in its turn. Which that'll be duck time. And we'll jump to the top of the round with Walter's turn at the next game, which is the week from next week, so 2 weeks.
Cool.
Yeah. Duck time. DuckTales.
Woo-hoo.
We how was the session? We got up to a lot more city stuff and a lot less duck stuff than I thought. I thought we'd get into the ducks sooner, but it's just the narrative how it played out. But duck time.
I mean, I think it
Duck.
flowed well because I feel like
Did-
coming in, I wasn't entirely sure what my in was into the group, and I feel like it's been pretty organic.
Yeah, absolutely. It was worth taking the time to make that interaction. And like I was even saying how cool a lot of why is time still flying? There we go. I was saying how cool a lot of the natural interactions played out, and how like a lot of things like the investigation into the rumors. I really enjoyed that like little bit, for example, of like bringing in the other 2 players who weren't really technically in the scene, but the scene was like revolving around their characters in a way. They got to come in and do the rumors that they chose, which was quite fun.